Welcome to the Mixed Reception Podcast. I'm your host, Barrett Sigmund. Happy New Year, and we got a very special guest today. You know him, you love him. Tony B, he's back.
Your boy's back, baby.
How was your
back now?
How was your 2021? Was it good?
Yeah, my 2021 was nice. Moved to Atlanta. A lot of change, a lot of growth. But no, it was nice. It was nice.
Nice. Mine was good as well. I got engaged. So
got engaged, baby.
Lots of new changes coming up as well.
Hey, hell yeah.
But right, so I love doing these episodes. I love the recap episodes. I like talking about cult classics and polarizing movies, but sometimes I just like to talk about, some recent movies. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to talk about movies we saw in 2021. I got a list. I'll go in alphabetical order. We narrowed it down to like 13 movies. And then I think afterwards, we'll just do some quickies, some movies I saw that you didn't, and vice versa. And then maybe talk about some movies that we're excited for this year.
Hell yeah, dude. That sounds so good to me.
All right. So I'm going to start with Black Widow. Now, last time I saw you, which is like right before New Year's Eve, you said that you love this movie. So explain yourself.
I don't care who knows it. No, when they said they were going to make this movie, I was expecting some boring spy thriller movie that's been done 100 times, James Bond. And I was delighted that what I got instead was like a fun, over-the-top like action movie with explosions and everything. And then there was an interesting enough story. You had fun characters. They introduced her like fake family from like a Russian operation she did with the Red Guardian, who I usually hate that actor.
Oh, Dan!
I thought he was Dan Harbour.
Something
yeah,
like
usually David I think Harbour. He kind of comes off David Harbour. Usually, I think he comes off kind of as a douche.
Yeah, he does.
He's got like he's kind of one note too. Like he plays the same thing and everything. I loved him. I thought he was great. We all loved what's her face's
Florence Pugh.
Florence Pugh. Yeah, everyone fell in love with her. Which, if you haven't watched Hawkeye yet, she's even better in that.
I need to watch that.
Spoiler alert! Yeah, she shows up in Hawkeye as kind of like a semi-sequel to this movie, and she's even better. So it's just like you get really excited about seeing her character more because she's probably going to be a big character. And then what's that? Rachel Weisz's character, she was okay too. She wasn't stand out by any means, but no, she's pretty good.
Mummy Returns, respect.
Exactly, a little throwback. But no, I liked it. It fit in cool with the timeline. It was just a fun action movie. It wasn't some stupid like espionage thing. It didn't get too deep with the Red Room stuff like they did in Age of Ultron, where it was like, they sterilized me. I'm a monster too. they didn't do that dumb shit. It was just cool. I just really liked it. And then it ended. I like the thing, Julia Louis-Dreyfus. They're like setting some weird something up with that. It's really cool. You know what I'm talking about at the end?
Yeah, it's like they set it up first in Winter Soldier and the Falcon.
Yeah, it's like U.S. agent.
It's like the anti-Avengers or something. I don't know. You would know.
Yeah, I don't know what. I want to say they're doing like Dark Avengers or something.
That's what it is, Dark Avengers.
Yeah. But which links up, they're doing that Secret Invasion show. So I feel like it's all going to lead up to that. But no, so that's kind of cool. So I've been lately, the little mid-credits things have been pretty cool. But no, I loved it. What were your thoughts?
Oh, dude, I got a hot take. I thought this was the worst MCU movie.
Oh my God.
I know. We could not be
Even
further.
We're going to talk about Eternals here in a minute too. That's rich.
Yeah, that's E. Let's go. Since we're going in alphabetical order. Okay. I think, and I've talked to you about this. I think I talked to someone else about this before on this podcast, but I think after Endgame, I'm kind of a little checked out, and with the Marvel stuff, I know you didn't like that movie, but I thought it was a fitting conclusion And I just like, this is the ultimate like who cares movie. Like, you know, she's gonna die, and this was just like who cares? Like, what was so great about this story that it needed to be told? And here's my thing. No joke. Did the producers and director and writers, did they forget that she does not have superpowers? Because she was like surviving some stuff that it took me out of the movie. I mean, she that first encounter with that one dude who can like copy people.
Oh, Taskmaster. Yeah, that was tight. He was cool.
He shoots like an exploding arrow underneath her car, and it blows, and it shoots up. The car shoots up like 20 feet in the air, and then it rolls a dozen times, and she's just like gets out of the car unscathed. Like, there's that one scene where, I don't know, they're in Europe or something, her and Florence Pugh, or like, they literally like, again, same thing happens. They get blown up, and then they like, their car's like just flipping, and it's like they're unscathed. And then the ending, there's like that, I guess, that fortress where the Red Room is, that like floating fortress, and she's like just like flying through the sky. I'm like, this is stupid. This is fucking
I mean, you've already seen her fight like Ultrons and aliens at this point. I think
right. And here's the thing: like, I'm not a douche. I get it. Like, I don't expect realism in these movies, but this just took it all too far.
Yeah, I feel that. But didn't you wonder why she was wearing a vest in Endgame for no damn reason? Glad they explained that.
Oh, we talked about that jacket with the pockets.
Yeah.
Okay, can I say something about that?
Takes from her sister. Yeah, it's like, why did they feel the need to explain a dumb
so
fucking vest?
I you know what? I appreciate that these movies have humor, and I think they've really nailed the tone. They're not overly serious, but they're not like cheesy either. These Marvel movies, but I'm starting to get a little sick of the humor. Like, there was like this like 5-minute improv scene where like Florence Pugh and Scarlett Johansson were like arguing about her jacket and how many pockets it had. I was just like, what the fuck is this? It's just some cringy improv.
Oh, dude, don't worry.
That's what a lot of the humor looks like.
They like remake that scene in the Hawkeye show, but with her and Haley Steinfeld about like macaroni and cheese, and it comes off. It works a lot better.
Yeah, and then there's that one cringy ass scene where like Florence Pugh is making fun of Scarlett Johansson because like I guess the action poses she makes,
the superhero pose she makes. Yeah,
it's just like, this is fucking.
Oh, you didn't fall in love? I thought that was fun. I liked it. They did a good job introducing the replacement character. I thought they did good.
And I just felt like the whole point of this movie was like, well, I guess we got Scarlett for one more movie. She's under contract for one more movie. Why not? And then let's introduce Florence Pugh's character because she's going to be.
It kind of did feel like a We Owe You kind of movie, didn't it? Like there's really no purpose to fill in the gap between Civil War and Infinity War.
No,
other than we owe Scarlett a flick. Sorry,
there's nothing interesting about this story, and I thought this was a missed opportunity. Again, I'm not looking for realism, but this could have been like a kind of grounded, like Bourne Identity, like spy espionage thriller. And
that's what I didn't want. See, we're different. I thought that's what it was going to be, and I was delighted.
But I say that this was the worst MCU movie, which really that means it was like average. Because I
wouldn't say best. I would say definitely in the middle, but no, it was just light and fun. And after taking a year off from Marvel movies, that's what I needed to come back.
I think that was a much needed break. I think.
Oh, really? I feel like it's going to hurt them in the long run. Like, people are out of the routine. Hence why Eternals made jack shit at the box office.
Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about box office.
No.
But I will say, I do agree with you. I did like David Harbour, like his what's his character? The
Red Guardian.
I almost said Red Skull. That's somebody else. Red Guardian.
No, I wish Red Skull, dude.
No, he was funny. I like the idea of like Russian's version of like Captain America, and he's just like this washed up, obnoxious dude, and they just threw him in a fucking prison. Like,
yeah,
I did think they had a nice nice chemistry. I did like the family aspect of it.
Yeah,
I just thought the action was bland, and this was just like the ultimate who cares movie. I don't know. I did not like it. I didn't hate it. I just didn't. I thought it was the worst MCU movie, personally.
Yeah, I would say it was kind of a bummer when they go to like Budapest and then they show you like the scene where her and Hawkeye had their like famous like battle, I guess they talked about several times, and it was kind of made me feel like, man, I wish we could have saw that. Like, why are they just showing it to me? I felt like that was kind of a missed opportunity.
I don't know. Do you think it would have been a better movie if they did show her and Hawkeye together? Maybe like Hawkeye recruits Black Widow into the service or whatever. I don't know. Maybe that would have been cool.
Well, yeah, and in the Hawkeye show, Hawkeye like tells the story of like how he met her and what happened in Budapest.
Yeah, I thought this was going to
be. Man, that could have been a cool ass fucking movie.
I thought this was going to be a true sequel. I really did.
Yeah,
and it was like announced. Also, like the whole mind control thing. I know it's not really totally, out of the ordinary for like Marvel stuff, but I don't know. I just thought that whole thing was stupid. The whole plot. I don't know.
Yeah, but no, it's cool.
But, yeah. Speaking of forgettable, the next movie, Tony, you're gonna have to lead with this one. The Conjuring. The Devil Made Me Do
God.
It. I fucking forgot about this movie. I watched it. I did.
No, I don't
was it forgettable?
Oh, yes, it was. Oh my God. So I'll just say, I'm gonna speak on my bias. I'm a huge James Wan fanboy. Loved the first Conjuring. It's probably one of my favorite movies. Loved the second one. And then so I was ready and I saw, I was kind of bummed. I said, James Wan's not directing it, whatever. I was looking for a chance because it's got the original cast. Man, for everything that like the other Conjuring movies did right, this movie did opposite and did wrong. So I think what made the original Conjuring movie so good was that they didn't do jump scares. They built like the perfect like tense environment. And it was like somewhat based on reality, but not. And it was fun. And it was like old school horror, but it felt fresh. And it was like genuinely scary movies. And this one I felt like devolved into like a superhero movie where Vera Farmiga's got to fight some like witch from her past. And they're like going in and out of like reality or into like her consciousness or some shit like that. It was awful.
That first two, but it wasn't as like over the top.
No, this one was so bad. And it was just like, then the whole thing devolves into Vera Farmiga and this like witch like fighting each other with their powers and shit, which in the other movies it's only said Vera Farmiga's like an empath and or what do they call it? Not an empath.
I know what you're talking about.
ESP.
A Veyer, something. I know you're talking
Clairvoyant.
Clairvoyant, yeah.
Clairvoyant. Yeah, she can like see and kind of communicate with ghosts. And they said, let's take that to like 1 million. And now she can like go into like her head and like actually talk and fight with ghosts in her mind. I was like, this is dumb, retarded. I'll say it. I'll say it. It was so stupid. I felt so betrayed. I was like, this is like an amazing franchise that could have gone on for movies and movies because of the setup. It was like, every movie was a different like case with a different artifact. And this movie was so successful. It had multiple spin-offs, some of them better than the others.
And then they just said, have you?
Yeah, I've seen all of them, but I didn't see the Nun. But I've seen all the Annabelles. One of the Annabelles is actually really good. I think it's called Annabelle Creation. Surprisingly, very good. More good than I had any right to be.
The guy who did what's his name? The director who did that show on Netflix, Midnight Mass. He directed that.
Oh, really? Yeah, there's 3 of them. This was the second one.
Yeah, that's the one he directed.
Yeah. Oh, it was good. It was like you sat in the theater and you're like, why is this movie so good? It should be like total shit, but it's actually like a good ass fucking movie.
Mike, that's like Mike Flanagan. He's a great director.
Yeah, and I loved it. And it's like, I don't know. As a mega fan, I just felt like this isn't the series that I loved. Like you guys is kind of like I felt taken advantage of. They're like, oh, you like The Conjuring, so we're gonna make some shitty movie and just call it The Conjuring.
Yeah, I had to look up a recap on YouTube because I forgot about this movie. Because I was excited for this, and I rewatched the first 2. I probably hadn't seen the first one in like since it came out, and I rewatched it. The first 2 were good, and I didn't hate this. I thought there was some cool stuff in it. I did like the part where the boy is like on the waterbed. That was kind of spooky. They showed that in the trailer. And there was some creative stuff. I did like he's like he's hiding in the shower, and like what the knuckle of the demon is like the shower ring. There's stuff like that, but it was few and far between.
It wasn't anything iconic like in the first one with the clapping game and stuff like that. Like,
or how about when that sheet blows off and then it goes on the ghost. And even the second one, that there's so much good stuff in the second one when you see the shadow of gun and then go into the picture.
Yeah, or when the girl's watching TV in the living room and then all of a sudden you see like a guy sitting behind her in the chair.
Yeah, and the guy who directed this, I don't know his name, but it was the guy who did The Curse of La Llorona, which I hear that sucks.
Yeah, no, that was like a kind of spin-off for The Conjuring, even though La Llorona wasn't in any of the Conjuring movies.
I think James Wan was missed. It just wasn't as intense, and there were so many jump scares. I'm sick of these movies. They do that like that stereotypical like music sting.
Oh, I know. That's what I was telling my wife. We were watching it. I said it's giving me anxiety to watch this movie because it was like it's quiet and then it's like so fucking loud. And it was like that was their way of like trying to cheap scare you, was they would just like crank the volume to like 100, and it wouldn't even be anything. It'd be like one of those fake outs where it's like, wow, oh sorry, honey, I was just getting something out of the fridge. You know, like what? Stop.
No, and I think the story was cool. I mean, I know this movie is fabricated, but like I don't know, this is based on a real case, and I don't know. I thought this could have been like, I don't know. I would have liked to see more of like the courtroom stuff, personally.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, they kind of all the interesting stuff they decided not to do.
Then it just became this weird, like, I guess cult thing. I don't know.
Yeah, which is that's something in horror that's just overdone. The whole idea of like, I think Hereditary did it amazing, did it perfect. No one will do it better. Let's just stop doing cult stuff. Which we're not going to talk about later in the podcast, but just as a quick aside, Paramount Plus, they came out with the new Paranormal Activity movie.
Oh my god!
Shit,
is it bad?
So bad.
Oh, dude! Oh,
I would watch that if half-assed did. They didn't. It's not even Shaky came. Like half-assed did it. It's this one's about a girl trying to make a documentary. So it's like more Blair Witch Project. And the whole thing just evolves into like a cult, but it's like they didn't even follow like the camera rules. Like at some point, it's just like professionally shot, and it's like, where's the camera guy right now? How is he filming this?
Yeah, that's weird. The main thing that Paranormal Activity is known for, and then you don't even do it.
Oh, it's so bad. And it just like reeked of, well, people liked Hereditary, so let's do that. So they go to this place, and then, oh, we found out our grandma's part of a cult. Oh no, all these cult people suddenly showed up. It was so bad.
Does it have any connections to the other movies?
No, that's what was pissing me off. I said, well, even if it sucks, at least I'll get some continuation of like the story from the other ones. No, it had nothing to do with that.
Oh, God, I forgot about those movies.
Yeah.
We saw the last one in theaters, I want to say.
We did. This was the last one. I said, we got to go see it.
Wasn't it like The Last Dimension, or what the fuck was it called? There was something stupid.
The Final Chapter.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it was, no, they changed it. It was like Paranormal Activity, The Final Chapter, then it was Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension.
That's
or
what
some
it was.
shit like that. Yeah. They like changed it from like the trailer to release. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Conjuring. It didn't hate it, but I mean, watch it if it's on, but don't go out of your way. Moving on.
Yeah, it's like Blair Witch Book of Shadows. Like, it's cool that it exists, but if you're gonna watch these movies, just watch the good ones and don't waste your time with the shitty sequel.
I have not seen Book of Shadows. I want to so bad.
You should do a podcast on it.
No, okay, I'm penciling you in, Tony.
Okay, I'll do that. You're
doing Blair Witch Book of Shadows or whatever.
Hell yeah, dude.
I think that has a bit of a cult following, so I think we could totally do it.
Hell yeah, we should.
All right, Dune. What did you think of Dune?
Loved it. And I went in blind. I knew about all the behind the scenes drama with the David Lynch version, but I never took time to watch it. So I went in pretty much not knowing anything about the story. I thought the world building was excellent. It was great. It was entertaining because I was kind of worried because that Dennis Villeneuve, however you say his name.
Denis Villeneuve.
Everyone, yeah, I loved Ex Machina. I did not like Blade Runner 2049.
He didn't do Ex Machina.
Oh wait, then what did he do? He did
Arrival. He did Prisoners. He did Sicario, and then he did Blade Runner 2049.
Okay. So then I'm sorry. Then I just don't like this. I haven't seen his other ones. I saw Blade Runner and I thought that one was really boring. So I was kind of nervous going into this one. I thought I was going to say, oh, it's just going to be another movie that just looks really good. And it's kind of just like, yeah, but no, I loved it. I was on board. The whole thing with the powers, the evil, like army versus the good, and then the world building and the giants like worms. I loved it. The movie just flew by for me too.
So I have seen the David Lynch movie. I actually did an episode on it, and I could honestly say this version is so much better. The David Lynch movie, it's got its charm. It's got great production values. But there's so much like voiceover and inner monologues. And then they cut that movie down. It was supposed to be like 3 hours originally. So like the second half feels so rushed. Here, they're splitting it into two. But yeah, I thought you said the world building and stuff, and I thought it handled that way better than the Lynch version. There's that one scene that I thought was done excellent. It kind of gave some expository dialogue, but it was like he's like, I don't know, he's like watching something that kind of explains all the stuff on the planet. I just thought that was a better way to like give information, because there's so much expository dialogue in the Lynch version. But like, no, this movie, I liked it a lot. It's well cast. I mean, it looks great. The cinematography is gorgeous. I think I liked it a lot. I don't know if I loved it. I think just because when part 2 comes out, and if they knock it out of the park with if they knock it out of the park with part 2, I think I will look back on this one better. Because it just feels like half a movie. I mean, that's kind of what it is.
Yeah, but I kind of like that though. I like how they planted seeds. Like you saw some like flash forwards to what will happen in the second one. It kind of had that Lord of the Rings feel, like they're gonna get back to it. It's not like Star Wars where maybe we'll get back to it. We'll see.
Well, they did announce part 2. Yeah, I guess it did well at the box office. That they're gonna do a second one. Geez, that would have been awkward if they didn't do the second one. Like, why would you ever?
I know.
Why would you ever watch this movie again?
Yeah.
I kind of liken it to Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 1. It's like, it's good, but it's like, it's like half a book. It's like half a movie. So
yeah, true. But
I don't really have a lot to say about it. I thought it was excellent. I just, or not excellent, but like very, very, very good. I think I'm going to like it a lot more when Part 2 comes out. Because the ending is kind of like awkward, right? It's just like, he beats that one guy.
They're totally fucked. Yeah.
And then they just go walking into the desert, and I'm just like, oh, that was good. Okay.
Now he's with those sand people now. Yeah. So Zendaya.
Oh my God.
Javier Bardem.
I'm in love with Zendaya.
Zendaya's having a run right now. Yeah.
I just now got into Euphoria.
Oh God. Have fun. I haven't started season 2 yet. I'm just not ready for it yet. It's a hard show to watch. So much like fucking and drugs. It's like depressing as fuck.
You should. Yeah, well, season 2 is good so far. I think there are 2 episodes.
Yeah, that's what I've seen online. Yeah, there are 2 episodes in. I'm just been procrastinating.
Yeah, I don't know. That's really all I have on Dune. Like, it's good.
Yeah, I would say, who plays the bad guy? Was it Gary Oldman?
Skarsgård. Stellan Skarsgård.
Oh, that's what it was. Stellan Skarsgård. He's like that, like mutant looking guy.
Yeah.
And Dave Bautista. Oh, love. I love how they set him up. They said that weird, like, he's at like a dinner table and they have like some weird, like, monster pet walks in the room. Oh, that's how you set up like your guy, like your villain. Like, don't make him do some evil shit. Well, he did, but you know what I'm saying? It's creeped me out, grossed me out with him. Reminded me of Mad Max Fury Road with like a Morton Joe, and they're drinking like breast milk, and I was like, ugh, what the fuck? It gave me that kind of vibe, you know, where I'm like, that's a bad guy right there.
Yeah. Oh gosh, he's like in that like bath of like I don't know what it
Yeah.
is, oil or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yo, he's a good villain. If you watch the David Lynch movie is so homophobic, like not homophobic, but just so homoerotic and weak.
Oh yeah.
And they got like boils all over their faces. It's so
Yeah. I was into it. That movie, I was like, when it ended, I was like depressed. I was like, because I know they haven't even started filming the second one yet. I was like, no, it's gonna be like 2 or 3 years.
I think it's coming out
like Avatar situation.
I think it's coming out 2023. I think they announced October 2023, so we only have to wait like 2 years.
Go. Yeah, I know. Ugh.
But oh yeah, Avatar 2, that's coming out this year supposedly.
Which I'm actually excited. I'm not even gonna lie.
Wait,
I'm gonna see it opening day, dude. I've just been missing Avatar. Like I'm like nostalgic for it. I came to the game out over 10 years ago.
I did. Oh,
so it's like nostalgia now.
So 13 years.
Yeah.
I did an episode on Avatar. You know what? Everybody, I think it's cool to hate Avatar now, but I don't know. I still think it's a good movie. It's not great. Good movie. It's good.
Yeah, the behind the scenes stuff is comical, but the movie's pretty good.
What's the behind the scenes stuff?
Well, just like James Cameron being a psychopath and all that stuff, and how it's taken them 13 years, and he's kept announcing sequels, and he hasn't even made one of them yet.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's comical, but the movie itself ain't bad.
It's just really sad because like I like James Cameron. I think he's a great director, and he's not a young man either, and he's going to spend the rest of his life making Avatar movies. We are robbed of so many other great ideas for movies.
Oh, I know. I agree. I went to Disney World and did the Avatar, like, Pandora. It's tight.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, it's cool. It looks cool. Because we went at night, too, so everything was, like, glowing and stuff.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you think this is going to spark a 3D resurgence?
No. Nobody even wants to go to movie theaters like that anymore, let alone for 3D. Do they even offer 3D anymore? I didn't see it when I went to Spider-Man.
Oh, shit. I was about to say, do they?
I don't know.
I think when I was buying my tickets, I saw a couple showtime, like 2 or 3 showtimes for 3D. It's an option. But I do think people hate it. But I would watch it for Avatar too.
Yeah, because that was like the only movie that gave a shit about 3D and then just do it in post-production.
I would say
it was like an actual 3D movie.
And like Life of Pi.
Life of Pi looked good in 3D. That one they made that for 3D too. Yeah.
Yeah, those are the only good like 3D movies.
Yeah.
All right, Eternals.
Oh my god! Eternals? Was this movie not like the biggest piece of dog shit you've ever seen? No!
It's not a great movie. It's not a great movie. I did not hate it as much as I heard. This movie was horrible, and then I watched it and I was like, that was okay. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I think this is what I think.
What do you think?
I think it should have been a Disney Plus miniseries. I think there was too many characters.
Yep, with how slow it was, it should have been.
Did we need the Angelina Jolie character?
No.
She fucking sucked in this movie. And then she was like acting. What was up with that? She was like she was
having flashbacks of shit she wasn't supposed to remember, so she'd like go like feral, and it was just awkward. And the name they had for it was what, like Mads Pubic? I forget. It was something weird. Like
I'm like, there's something going on in this movie. It's like, do we need that in this movie? No.
Oh, it was so stupid. The whole first, you didn't need, it was like an hour and a half into the movie. You still hadn't met like the last Eternal yet. Like he hadn't joined the group. I said, how much setup are we doing here?
Yeah, that's the big issue with this. It's like, I actually did not hate the concept. I kind of like the idea of like these, I don't know, immortals, these gods, like kind of on Earth. And you know, they're supposed to destroy the deviants, but they're also supposed to kind of help out mankind. And I like the kind of conflict of them like wanting to interfere, but they're not supposed to. I don't know. I thought it had potential. I didn't hate the premise. But yeah, just too many characters. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you don't even meet, like some of them you don't even meet till the very end. And then Indian, the
guy with the
Pakistani dude,
husband.
he just fucking,
yeah.
he just ups and leaves at the end. It's like,
yeah, I kind of thought that was interesting though. So I say that was my problem with the movie. Is the first like 2/3 of it I couldn't stand. It was so really complicated, too many flashbacks, too many characters. But then at the end, when like shit finally starts popping off, like all the characters have different like motivations, different moralities, and I was like, this is interesting. Where like the Joker of the group is like, I agree with the bad guy, but I just don't like the way he went about it. And then he just leaves. I was like, that's interesting to me.
you talking about the Icarus who kills himself?
No, Icarus was cool. He was like the bad guy. What was his name? Kumail Nanjiani. His character.
I just call him the Pakistani.
What was it called? The Pakistani, the Bollywood guy.
Yeah.
He was him. He was like a goofball the whole movie, and then at the end, he was like, we're kind of fucking like other civilizations up by like not letting the Celestial be born. And then that's when he takes off. And you're like, oh, it's actually kind of an interesting like clash of perspectives. And then you find out the one that's like a child, like is like pissed off. She's stuck in a child's body and she becomes evil and wants to fuck Icarus so bad.
There's some interesting stuff in
I was like, exactly. Why'd you wait till the last 30 minutes to start like doing any of this stuff?
Yeah, Icarus basically are the little girl who basically betrays everyone to help Sprite to help Icarus. Like that should have been a way bigger deal. I don't know. Like it should have been a TV show. You could have fleshed out these characters more. I just think it's a 2.5 hour movie. There's just too many characters. There's just not enough time, I think, to just flesh out the characters. And then on top of that, then you have Kit Harington's character. It's like, why is he in this movie? I don't know.
Yeah. And then he's like at the end randomly, I got something I need to tell you. And it's like, bitch, the movie's over. Like, too late. I know he's somebody important in the comics, but like, if you don't know the comics, like, if you don't know who that is, it's like, okay, what? Like, well, I looked up some research. So the final credits scene where it's like him finally opens up that box and looks at the sword. That voice that talks to him, like, I don't think you're ready for this.
That's Blade. That's Mahershala.
That's Blade. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
Why are you not showing him? That seemed weird. They probably haven't.
Yeah, but two, it was like another example of, man, this movie got like really fucking interesting, like way too late. Like now you got Blade in here. You got this cool sword that looks like Venom. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
You have Thanos' brother, played by
that's what I was going to get into next. Was this felt like, we want to talk about Doom feeling like it was like a part one movie. This one, by the time it ended, felt like it needed to be like Eternals part one, because it starts popping off. Like the Celestial's pissed, as he rightfully should be. And then he like captures the Eternals, and then the ones that are left behind are teaming up with Harry Styles, aka Thanos' brother, and like, yo, we're gonna go find your fucking friends. And I was like, why the fuck wasn't this the movie? This is awesome.
Yeah. No, I would say the last act is very good.
I was like
it's weird. Like most of this movie, it's like a lot happens, but nothing happens. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and then it all happens in time for the sequel. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. That should have been the movie.
If it gets a sequel.
Now it better, because
I don't think
they set up something very cool. Well. I think it needs a new director. That Chloe Zhao or whatever, which I'm not sure what she directed before, but
I know what she directed. She directed Nomadland. That one.
Okay.
It won Best Picture and she won Best Director, which I actually saw Nomadland. It was on Hulu. That is, I didn't love that movie. It's actually an interesting subject matter. But kind of like this movie, it kind of lacks focus. It's in that movie, like you're following Frances McDormand, and it's like subplot after subplot after subplot, but it never really amounts to anything like interesting.
This one needs like a Taika Waititi or something to direct the next one, like change the whole vibe and tone of it.
I think it was overly serious.
It was way too serious.
Because I saw this on Twitter. Somebody was like, Eternals is the worst MCU movie, but the best DC movie.
Yeah.
So, like they're kind of I guess it's getting a lot of like Man of Steel, like BVS comparisons where it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of hollow, like it doesn't really, you know what I mean?
Too dark, and it was trying to be more like introspective than it deserved to be.
Yeah. I mean, this movie definitely has more levity than those movies, but yeah, I'm with you. I think director like Tata Waititi or whatever the hell his name is. Well, yeah, you need something like him who just know, because he knows to handle like this weird cosmic stuff. He did that great with Ragnarok.
And I guess I'm probably a big concern is how are these guys going to fit in with like the other Marvel movies? And is it going to be like some wet blanket they're going to try to have to like shoehorn into everything moving forward? Like I'm worried that this movie might like damage the whole.
I'm kind of glad you brought that up because I think this was too little too late. Like after the Endgame stuff, now you're going to introduce like the Immortals, like these immortal beings.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, or not Immortals. This is the Eternals. Wasn't Immortals something else
that was that shitty show on with like the Inhumans. Sorry, not the Immortals.
Inhumans. Okay.
Which will they ever touch those characters again?
No. Maybe they'll show up in a Spider-Man sequel. Another.
I know, right?
But well, what I thought was stupid was like, okay, so once the Earth hits a certain population, the whatchamacallit?
The
Celestial can be born. Mm-hmm. But then they're like, you can't interfere with like any of the wars or anything. And they're like, but like, I don't know, wars kill a lot of people. So it seems like might be something you'd want to interfere in and try to stop.
They needed to advance. I feel like they went over that pretty well, though. I give some credit where it's due.
Well, but
the question was asked a couple times, and they went in depth about it.
The Thanos snap, though, is like unforgivable. Like
they liked it, though.
He was going to erase.
It slowed down the process of their mission, though.
But they didn't even know really what their mission was.
Yeah, true. They kind of did act like, oh shit, sorry.
I don't know. It just seemed like, I don't know. That I just thought was just a little too, I don't know.
Yeah, a little too plot convenient.
Like, neat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it just seems like, I don't know. Well, I guess they didn't know their mission, so they had no idea once the Earth hit a certain population. Then
that was the drama. And then you were like, "Fuck."
I don't know. That stuff was kind of. It's awkward. It's like a catch-22. It's like you can't introduce them in Endgame. It's just too many characters. But then it's like, but they could have stopped the whole thing. I don't know. It's just. Yeah. I don't know.
Think they're going to bring Thanos back? I feel like they're setting up for Thanos to come back and be a part of the Eternals movies.
He's dead. He's dead. I don't think they will.
Yeah, he's dead. But
who's the next big bad guy? Galacticus or whatever?
Kang. Did you not watch Loki, dude?
No, dude. I am so.
Oh,
I am so. God. I need to watch Loki. I need to watch. What's the other ones?
Hawkeye.
I need to watch that.
WandaVision. You did not watch WandaVision?
I watched WandaVision and Winter Soldier.
Okay, so then you only got Loki and Hawkeye.
Yeah. Okay. So
Loki and Hawkeye.
Yeah. All right. I need to catch up on those. I will say this about Eternals. I did think the movie looked very good. Like the cinematography was very good. There's a lot of nice like shots of like very pretty vistas.
Oh, I see.
That Chloe Zhao. She's got a good eye. I mean, like her movies look good.
I do have one gripe about cinematography since we're talking about it. These Marvel movies are starting to become the biggest offenders. Oh, and I'll give it Disney in general. You can tell they're trying to save money on CGI. So like everything CGI heavy takes place at night now. And it's like, it's so dark. And it's like, I'm watching the shit on my TV. And half the time I can barely see what's going on because it's like pitch black. Like, why is it so dark? And I get why, but
I haven't really had that problem.
Yeah, I have to like turn all the lights off in my house, and I don't have this problem with anything else. It's just like these when it's like heavy CGI, all of a sudden like Hollywood decided like those scenes have to take place at night. And it's like so dark on the screen.
There was that scene where those what are they called? Those
deviants.
Deviants. Wow, what a
sexual deviants.
Sexual deviants attack him in London at night. So yeah.
Yeah, I was like, there's stabbing going on, I guess. I can't see anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't hate it. It's not great. I don't think it's the worst Marvel movie. Do you?
Oh, I don't know. I think I enjoyed Thor Dark World better than this one because at least I knew what was going on in the first half of the movie rather than.
Yo, I
Who
don't
are
hate
these people?
I don't hate Thor Dark World. That gets a lot of shit. It's not that bad.
That one comes on like cable TV the most out of all the other Marvel movies. Yeah. So I feel like I've seen that one more than any other Marvel movie. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I love a good FX movie on a Sunday.
If you like watch like the last half of a movie, it's always Thor Dark World.
Oh man. I don't know. I thought I liked this one better than Black Widow. I gotta be honest.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know. It wasn't great. I would be down for. I would be down for a sequel. I do think there needs to be a different director. Like.
Yeah, Chloe Zhao ain't. This ain't her.
No, I don't know. That's the problem. I think they like.
Well, she wrote it too. I think, right?
Well, she had a lot of
clout.
Apparently, she won the Oscar, and I think I was listening to a podcast that was very interesting. Apparently, like her and the studio kind of butt heads because now all of a sudden she wins the Oscar. She's got more clout and stuff. So I think there was a lot of like behind the scenes drama of what to cut, what not to cut. I don't know. I don't know the particulars, but I do know there was some like kind of
stupid. I don't even know why these directors sign up to these movies thinking that they're not going to, like you're part of a bigger machine. You're not going to make like your vision. Like do any other movie if you want to do that.
Well, I don't know. It's weird. I feel like most of these movies do kind of have like I don't know, like factory feel to them. But I don't
part
know.
Of its charm, for better or worse, because it gives you continuity. It's Kevin Feige's like deal, or as a whole. That's why I don't like how these auteur directors show up thinking they want to like recreate the wheel, and it's like you chose to do a Marvel movie. You could have done anything else. Why?
No, I don't know. I feel like in some cases, I think the personality of the director shines through. Like with Guardians, like Thor Ragnarok. I really hope Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I really hope they just let him do his thing. Sam Raimi.
Sounds like they didn't from all the reshoot drama.
Well, we talked about this when we talked about Spider-Man 3. I'm hoping all it was just continuity stuff.
It was continuity stuff, and I think they needed to I think it didn't test so great, but I heard recently they tested it again. Everyone loves it. But
interesting.
I've read all the spoilers, but I won't go into it here. But sounds kind of cool.
Yo, send me the link. I don't give a fuck about spoilers. I don't know how you are.
Nah, me neither.
I hate people on Twitter that are like, well, be careful for spoilers today. Like when Spider-Man came out, oh my god. It's like stay off the fucking internet.
In theaters and stuff. They're like, I just want to applaud the screen when a character I know gets referenced.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that. Oh my god, I can't wait to tell you about my experience watching that movie. But anything else on Eternals? I don't know. I thought it was okay. Didn't hate it.
Oh, I'll probably never watch it again, but I'm excited about Eternals 2. That's how weird my experience of the movie was.
yeah, I'm kind of with you. Yeah. Also, too, I liked how Sprite. All of a sudden, they're like, "Oh, well, you can age now. There you go." What the fuck?
Yeah, she's a human now. So she's like, "Hell yeah!"
That was some fucking.
I'm gonna grow up and fuck guys.
That was that was a fucking plot convenience if I ever saw one. Yeah, like her issue was solved like that. Like, oh, well, when I touch the Celestial, I still have some of his powers. Here you go. I was just like, okay.
I was like, oh, sweet.
Yeah, I don't have much else to add. All right. Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh, this movie wasn't good. I'm just gonna be real. I wanted it to be cool. I also wanted King of All Monsters to be good too, but these movies are stiff and just feel empty. I don't know.
Well, it's not a great movie. I had fun with it. It was stupid. It was kind of what I wanted it to be, because my problem with King of the Monsters, is that what it's called? I don't fucking remember.
I think it's Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Like great action, but like they were constantly cutting to like what the humans were doing too much.
Yeah, that was my
and that's the problem with these movies. Like you do not give a fuck about the human characters at all.
Yeah, especially Millie Bobby Brown. Like, we came over for Godzilla, not the kid from Stranger Things. Get out of here.
In the first one, Bryan Cranston was great, but then they decided to kill him off halfway through, which was stupid. He was the only interesting character, and he was like great in that movie. And then they kill him off. I don't know why. And then they focused on his like lame son,
Aaron Taylor Johnson. Yeah, remember him?
Yeah, he was a flatline in that movie. And that's other than Bryan Cranston, all these characters are just like super just uninteresting. It's just like their dilemmas and problems are just so played out, like daddy issues and parents' divorce, and it's just like so tiresome.
But then when you watch King Kong or Kong the Skull Island, that movie was amazing, and the tone was perfect, and it was fun. I don't know why that didn't carry over to the Godzilla movie.
Skull Island, that didn't have all the cliches, really.
And it didn't go into this awful like lore of Godzilla and he's the alpha and all this dumb shit like that nobody cares about.
But no, I actually did not hate this. I thought the fight scenes were incredible. Like they didn't constantly cut to the humans. They let them duke it out. That was my main gripe. And so they fixed that. And like, there's still some cringy ass characters. Like the guy from Get Out's in this.
Yeah.
He's
like that.
Obnoxious.
No. That's not, he looks like him. It's the guy from Eternals that we just saw.
Really?
That's the guy. Yeah. You're thinking about Lil Rel. Lil Rel was in Get Out. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Positive. Cause I was sitting there, the whole Eternals. I was like, why do I know this guy? And I was like, that was that weird like conspiracy guy that hung out with Millie Bobby Brown and Kong vs. Godzilla.
Also, the kid from Hunt from the Wilder People. He
was good, right?
You liked him in this?
Yeah, I thought it was fun.
Oh, I thought it was annoying.
The kid from Spider-Man. You can tell, like they said, people like the kid from Spider-Man. Be like him.
Nah, he was annoying.
Yeah.
But you could tell they did reshoots or edited some stuff, because Kyle Chandler is like in this for like two.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they started shooting this when Godzilla King of the Monsters was playing in theaters, and that movie didn't get good reviews. So I think they took that to heart. Is like,
they're like, oh shit,
we want more fight. Less of the human characters and more of the monsters. But no, I don't know. I had fun with this. It was silly. It was stupid. It really, really goes over the top when they introduce Mecha Godzilla.
I forgot about that.
But, I don't know. I enjoyed it for what it was. It is interesting. Like, you look at that first like Godzilla movie, and it's so like serious and like dark. Not just the tone of the movie, but the way it's lit. And this is all like bright and colorful, and
that was a necessary change. I don't like all like when they try to add the lore and the legend of these monsters, like that shit at the end where it's like there was a great war between all the Kongs and all the Godzillas. And I was like, what the fuck? No, get this shit off here. That was stupid.
That bothers
they're fighting they're fighting in like Kong's like throne room. I was like, this is dumb. I don't like this.
And the hollow Earth.
The Hollow Earth thing I thought was fun because that's like a real conspiracy theory. So I thought they were having fun with that. But then the whole thing where, all the Kongs and the Godzillas have been at war before, and it ended with just one of each remaining. And I was like, that's why they were like possessed to like fight each other throughout the whole movie.
See, in the first one set it up perfectly. It was like Godzilla wanted to be the main apex predator. He wanted to be the alpha. That's all you needed. You didn't need to have all this like.
You didn't have this like. It was destined. Yeah. And it makes it less special when you find out, oh, this isn't just the only Godzilla, or this isn't the only King Kong. There's like, there used to be a bunch. Like, oh, these are just fucking like losers. Like, I don't care about them. I hate that when like you find out the main character was like destined for this. He never had a choice. He was always going to be like this great character.
It is funny. They had these spaceships that can go into the Hollow Earth. It's like you go from that first movie. It's like so grounded, and then now in this one, they have spaceships that can go through the core of the Earth.
Yeah, it was like the company was transporting things from like New York to China. Yeah, it's pretty weird.
No, I mean, stupid movie. I don't know. If you look at the original movies, like that first one's like pretty serious. It's like an allegory for atomic war, and those movies get goofier and goofier and goofier. The original Godzilla versus King Kong was goofy, so I don't know. I guess following in that tradition. I don't know. I had fun with it. I would watch this again if it was on FX. I'd watch it.
It usually is. Do you think we'll ever see another Godzilla? Or do you think Lion, or was it whatever the company's called, Lionsgate? No,
Warner Brothers.
The studio that made the Dark Knight movies, they made this one too. Legendary. You think they're done with Godzilla now? I think this was like that. I think they wanted a bigger franchise, and I don't think it worked out that way. So I don't know if we'll ever see
this one did. This one did well, considering COVID, and I think it had huge streaming numbers. And I looked up the box office; it made like over 450 million worldwide. Which is like,
I think they dropped all the plans to make like the spin-offs. Like I don't think they're making the Mothra movie or the other ones anymore.
I don't really personally. I'm good with this. Personally, I don't.
Yeah, me too. I just know it was one of those. Is another one of those companies that wanted to do like a Marvel Universe style. Remember Dark Universe? Everybody.
Oh my god! I dude, someone on Twitter always tweets that picture. It's so great.
Why have they not deleted that Twitter account yet? But no, Godzilla was supposed to do something similar. They wanted to so bad with him and King Kong, and so I was just wondering if they're going to keep trying at it, or if this was it.
I'm not sure. I would be fine if they didn't.
Yeah, I think me too. I think I'm content at this point.
I think this worked though for the most part. Like this one, I didn't mind. The last one was not good, but I liked Skull Island, and I did like the first Godzilla. I didn't like them when they killed off Bryan Cranston, but I did kind of like the serious, kind of grounded tone of that movie.
True.
But I don't know. Whatever. Who cares?
I know, right?
But yeah, I don't know. I thought this was fun. Anything else to say?
No, that's all I got. That's all I got. That's more than I thought after I watched the movie. I think that's the most I talked about it.
Okay. Well, we got a good one. Malignant.
Oh, Malignant. This movie was great. And if you haven't seen it, then just press pause and watch it and come back, because the less you know about this movie walking into it, the better it is.
So I'm glad you mentioned that, because I didn't watch any trailers for this movie. It literally, I was bored. I think Molly was out of town. I was just like sitting in our living room by myself. I didn't know what to fucking watch. I turned on HBO Max and I see, what is this Malignant shit? Oh, James Wan. Oh, okay, I'll watch it. I didn't know anything about it, but go on.
Yeah. Oh my God. This movie is just like, you spend the whole movies being like, what the fuck? And it's so cool. Well, the movie just sets up perfect is you just see this like laboratory thing, and they're doing experiments on this person, and you see this weird like animatronic like puppet thing, and like that's like obscured in the background, and it's like very old school like 80s schlock horror where it's like robotic movements. I think that's why I like it so much. It's like all practical effects for the most part. I think maybe there was some. And then the whole movie, you're just wondering, like, they set it up where it's like you think this girl is like, I don't know, sleepwalking, but as she's sleepwalking, she's like killing people. But then it just keeps getting weirder, and then they keep like proving your theories wrong as you go. So the whole movie, you're like, well, then how did this happen? It's not making sense. And then you find out she's got this like twin that's like fetus is like fused to her back, and like it puts on a trench coat and walks backwards and stuff and like takes over her mind. Oh, it's insane.
Fucking loved it. When they reveal that, I was like, holy shit. What the fuck? And I was like, I fucking love this movie.
Yeah. It just looked weird. Like the way the character was like, everything was like walked backwards and moved backwards. Oh, it's just like simple stuff like that. And this like was so good.
I will say this movie, kind of a rough start. I was like, it was just like really cringy dialogue and like,
oh yeah, it definitely reeks of like James Wan's older work, like Dead Silence.
Yeah, yeah. She's like walking up the stairs, and then her just cliche like abusive boyfriend. Hey, can I'm trying to take a nap. Like I'm watching TV, and then he like fucking throws her against the wall. And it's just like, why don't you go downstairs and watch TV? But anyway, this movie started off kind of rough. But like once it kind of got going, it's just like visually, like when she sees, I guess, well, at the time you don't really know what's going on, but when you see through her eyes, like the killings and stuff, like visually, I thought it was really cool. There was that one scene where like one guy was getting killed and he was like across the street from like these neon lights. It felt like a kind of old school Italian like horror movie. And I just thought it was like very like visually, I thought it was really nice. And then and then there's like a lot of that chase when they're like underground, like that old abandoned city, like that was great. Like that was very tense, and then it just fucking goes so fucking over the top. And you're right. I'm glad you said schlock horror, because this is so fucking stupid and ridiculous. But I think it's pretty self-aware. I was kind of getting some Sam Raimi vibes, like Evil Dead, like 80s. You're right, like 80s horror. And
the Thing's voice was so dramatic and like cartoony and stuff. I loved it.
Yeah, and I like that it was animatronic, and at one point it becomes Upgrade. Like when they're in the police station, I'm like, this is stupid, but I can't help but love it. It's a lot of fun. So James Wan did not return to the Conjuring franchise, but he made something even better.
Yeah, that's what I was surprised. I said, okay. Because I was kind of mad at him at first. I said, what are you doing? But no, I had a good time.
Yeah, this is another James Wan classic. It's up there with like the first Saw and the first Conjuring. I really, really liked it. It may not, it's not gonna be for everybody. But I think for me, it's so fucking batshit crazy and over the top that I think it works.
And it was something different. It was not, like it's hard to make horror movies now because they've done everything. So this one felt like fresh and interesting, and for better for worse, And really
it's genuinely shocking, and it's hard for a horror movie to shock me nowadays. I feel like, but this was just so fucking weird and crazy. I was just like, I'm fucking loving this. Like, wow. But yeah, I don't know. That's all I got to say about Malignant. You got anything else to add?
No.
All right. Matrix Resurrection.
Oh, God. I don't know. Do yourself a favor. Watch the original Matrix instead. It's the same movie, and it's a lot better.
I don't disagree with you. This is. I mean, really. I mean, this is kind of. You see it with The Force Awakens. You see it with like a lot of these, like, I guess, soft reboot sequels. Like, I mean, it's just the same movie, just not as good. Now this movie went very meta, which I didn't hate that aspect. I kind of liked that.
Not at first. At first, I liked it. Then I saw where they were going, and I said, "Oh, lame."
Yeah, no, I love that scene where Neo's a game developer in this one, and they're trying to get him to make a Matrix 4, and I did like that line, like, oh yeah, like, well, Warner Brothers is gonna make it with or without you, which was the case in real life. Because I don't think they wanted to make. Well, I read an interesting article. It was like they kept asking them to come back, and they didn't want to do it. They didn't want to do it, but Lena, or is it Lana? Lena? I don't know.
Lana Wachowski.
Lana came back because I guess she had like a really rough year. I guess like she had a friend that died, like her parents died, and I guess she came back because she was like, well, I can't bring them back, but I can bring back something else I love, Neo and Trinity.
Grown.
Yeah. So, but I guess, I don't know. I guess, felt like she had a story to tell. So,
she didn't have one to tell.
Well, I also too, I think it's very telling. The other Wachowski sibling did not want to come back. So it's just her doing it. So you could tell the other one was just like, fuck that. I'm good. I think I don't know. I think it's one of those things too. It's just like, well, I mean, this is my baby. Should I just make it, or should I just let them do it? I mean, they're gonna make it either way, but I don't know. I the meta stuff I liked. I mean, when they had that that boardroom meeting and they're doing all the pitches and stuff, that was great. And I'm like, that's probably what really happened in real life. But but you're right. And then it just kind of devolves into the same shit. It's like Neo and Trinity get resurrected for some reason. I'm not really clear why.
Yeah. And it was like, it reminds me of those like theme park rides where it's like, you know, you're in the movie and it's like, you're watching the screen and then like Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator like looks at you and it's like, come on, let's go. And that's what I felt like the style of movie is, where it's like they introduce some new characters and, you know, they're just like a proxy for the audience. That's like, oh, you're Neo, you're Trinity, you know, and it's like they're like experiencing it for us kind of. And it's like, I don't know. And I guess we're not talking about it. I didn't see it, but from what I've heard, Ghostbusters Afterlife was like the same exact movie. It's like, you know, they're just reliving the beats, but with like a younger generation. It's just like, I'm sick of it. Like, that's not an interesting movie to me. Like, I've already seen it. I don't want to see it again, just with like these people being older and then like new, you know, young looking faces, like experiencing it. Like that scene where the new Mr. Smith goes, Mr. Anderson, but he says the line weird and it's like not the same and it's cringy. And then they show a flashback to Hugo Weaving saying,
"Oh my God!"
You know exactly what it's a callback to.
Cuts to the original movies. That got on my nerves.
So I hope they got paid for being in the movie so damn much.
Did you think? I know, right? Did you think it was weird that they did not ask Hugo Weaving and Florence Fishburne to come back?
Oh, I didn't know. I thought they just said no. I
know. From what I heard, I think they just didn't ask them to come back.
That's stupid. I was interested at first when I saw that, like, you know, Lawrence Fishburne isn't playing Morpheus, but he's going to have like a new avatar. And so going to the movie, I was like, that's kind of interesting. And it's the guy who played Dr. Manhattan in the Watchmen show, which I liked a lot. And they didn't do anything interesting with that, I felt like.
Well, I didn't think...
I'm Morpheus. That's right. Sorry, I forgot. That's literally how they set it up.
I didn't think he was bad in the movie. I just thought it was an odd decision to why not have
it'd be an interesting thing that the Matrix could do, where you could recast the characters because it's all like cyber world. But like, that'd be cool if it was like Neo and Morpheus and Trinity would look like different in the Matrix, and when you see them like in like the robot world, they look like, you know, Lawrence Fishburne, Keanu Reeves. Like, you could do fun stuff like that with the Matrix because it makes sense, but like they just didn't do anything interesting with it, I felt like.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. So here's the thing. A lot of people don't like the sequels, Reloaded and Revolutions. I actually, I mean, they're not great, but I don't mind them. And I think for me, like, I don't know, you watch this movie and it's like, it's kind of a fucking slap in the face to Revolutions. Because at the end of that movie, like, Trinity and Neo, like, sacrifice themselves. And, like, I mean, we could debate whether or not Revolutions is a good movie or not, and it's a satisfying conclusion. But, like, you know, that's another podcast. But I don't know, like the story was over.
Yeah,
and then find
I
out
got
this
like
one, like I guess I guess there was peace for a little bit, but now there's like kind of a war brewing again.
yeah, I got like
Just like
legitimately pissed when like Neo takes the red pill and wakes up in the same little like he's all hooked up to the wires and the robots are flying around. I said, then what the fuck did we do the first 3 movies for then? Like I was pissed. I was like, what? Like we're just gonna go right back to square one. Like we're not even gonna have any like nuance to it, nothing.
yeah, I'm still I didn't bother to read Wikipedia. I'm kind of unclear on why they brought them back to life. And there's a line in the movie where the new I guess the new architect is like, well, it costs millions and millions of dollars to bring you back, kind of commenting on like this movie.
Yeah.
But it's just like I think it was because because they need to feed on the humans for power. I think they were a powerful energy source or something. I don't know. It's not very clear. I don't know. Like my whole thing is I like when movies go meta, but like you can't rely on that. Like that should just be like icing.
Additive, not
You know what I mean? And this movie had some fun ideas and some fun parts, but ultimately, yeah, it's just a pointless rehash. So I didn't care for it. And here's the thing: you could say you don't like the sequels, but the sequels have some great action, like that
memorable chase,
chase in Reloaded, that mech suit battle in Revolutions. Like, and this movie had awful action, like the fight choreography and the editing was just like so bad. And this movie cost $200 million also to make, and it looks like a cheap Netflix movie.
Yeah, it looks like it all went to people's paychecks more than the movie. Like that's what it looked like.
I don't know. This movie's been pretty polarizing. Like, I think a lot of people like it, and I think they like the meta stuff. But like, I mean, you shouldn't. I don't know. Like,
no.
I guess you like what you like, but like, just because a movie's meta doesn't mean it's good. Just because it's commenting on how shitty the movie industry is and how pointless this movie is, I mean, it's still doing what it's making fun of.
Exactly.
So
like it's contributing to the fucking spectacle, that it's commenting on. It was like that, and I feel like in today's world, there were so many interesting stories they could have done, like with the Matrix, like with all this like Facebooks, like metaverse and stuff, and everything being online. Like there's just anything. They could have done anything, and they just said, "No, we're gonna do what we know." I don't know.
And I guess
that's gonna make me like stop watching movies if like more and more movies start turning into this dumb shit. Or there's
that's all
playing the hits.
We're gonna talk about Spider-Man No Way Home box office. That's all they're gonna make now.
Oh, I know. Yeah, nostalgia is the only thing that sells.
Oh my god, nothing else. Fucked. Movies are so fucked. It's so sad.
Yeah.
I guess also one more thing to add. I guess Trinity's the one. Also, I don't know.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's so fucking stupid. Then there is no one. If there's two, then there's no one. You know what I'm saying? Like, then it's like everything that like mattered in that movie. Like Trinity can be awesome, which she was. Everyone loved Trinity. She was badass. She doesn't have to be equal to Neo to be badass. That's so stupid. It seems like women matter too, guys. That's what it reeked to me of. Like, there's no reason why a woman can't be Neo also. Like, look, we already got Neo. Make a different movie then. God damn. It's so stupid.
Yeah. And then there was that shitty cover of that, like, Rage Against the Machine song in the credits.
Oh, really? I didn't make it that far.
Oh, gosh. Well, I wonder if that was meta, because every movie trailer has a shitty fucking, like, cover.
Like a slowed down version of, like, a song.
Well, they do something similar to the credits in this one. And I was just like, ugh.
Good for them. Okay, that might be the most creative thing they did the whole movie then.
I don't know.
That's also overstayed its welcome.
If it's intentional, I don't know if I want to give them that much credit. But If it's intentional, that's really funny.
Exactly. Then okay, Lana Wachowski, I'm gonna give you some flowers.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought this was the worst Matrix movie. I don't know.
Yeah, worse than Revolutions or Revelations.
Well, yeah, honestly,
I swear there's a Mandela effect going on. I could have sworn that movie was called Matrix Revelations. And everyone's telling me it's Revolutions this whole time.
I thought it was Resolutions for the longest times, but it's Revolution.
No, it was. No, I think you said it wrong. No, that's no Mandela effect there, boy.
Also, what a missed opportunity. You could have easily called this Matrix rebooted. Like, why Resurrections? That would have made so much more sense if it was rebooted.
I agree. Resurrections. You didn't really resurrect shit. All the characters were there anyways.
All right. Yeah. Moving on. All right. Mortal Kombat.
Yo, this movie was actually a good time. People shit on it, but I watched it. It was dumb. It was fun. It was gory. I had a good time. I want a second one.
Oh, I think they're making one. I think
so. I hope so. I don't know.
That's the thing with these HBO Max movies. It's like, well, they were on streaming also, so it's like it's kind of hard to tell how well it did. Like, I don't know. But yeah. I thought this movie was very, very average, and I have another hot take. I kind of like the first two Mortal Kombat movies from the 90s better.
Yeah. I love those. Those had like their own swag to them, man.
Have you seen Annihilation? Have you seen Annihilation?
I saw it in theaters with my mom.
You saw Annihilation in theaters with your mom? Oh my god.
Loved it. I was like shook when Johnny Cage dies in like the first like 5 minutes of the movie. I was like, what the fuck? This movie's intense.
That movie's like an all-time like classic bad movie. I fucking love it. It's so funny.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Too bad you will die.
Yeah, this new one was cool, and then it ends and they set up like Johnny Cage, and I like that. Well, I guess I will say my one gripe that I agree with everyone else's was they keep hyping up this tournament, and I thought, okay, this is interesting. They're going to stick to like the tournament format. They never get to the tournament. Because the bad guys come and like bum rush them. Like, if we kill you before the tournament, we can't lose. And I was like,
doesn't make any sense. What the fuck? I was like,
yeah, wait. So we spent all this time talking about a tournament and training for it. You're not even gonna have it. I was a little pissed off about that.
Yeah, it's worth noting that like they've made 3 Mortal Kombat movies, and only the first one had the tournament.
Exactly.
There's more Mortal Kombat movies that don't have the tournament than do. That's just weird to me. But
dumb, right?
I thought that the opening scene was incredible. With that that rope and that fucking spearhead or whatever, that was fucking badass. Yeah. And then nothing else quite matched the awesomeness of that scene.
That dude's hat, he cuts that guy in half. That was tight. Like surfs on his body and like cuts his whole thing in half.
I don't know. I thought the action was serviceable. I was expecting some John Wick shit, and I just didn't really.
Yeah, true that.
The action was serviceable, but it just wasn't really memorable. And I thought the characters, all of them, with the exception of who's the guy with the robotic eye.
Oh, Kano, he was great.
Kano was like the only one. He was the best part of this movie. Everybody else was a fucking flatline.
Like, yeah, I agree. Everyone was just a little too serious.
And the main guy, I guess he's created just for this movie. He just had no charisma.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I just it definitely upped the gore. So I'll give it credit there. Nice. But I don't know. I don't know. I just thought this movie was very just painfully average. And
it was a B movie. It definitely was a B movie, I think, but it did get a lot of hype because it was like the first new movie to come out like to streaming of the year. So
I don't know. This is why I say I like the first one better, the original, because like I thought Raiden in the first one, played by Christopher Lambert, like he was fucking hilarious. Like he had some like charm, you know what I mean? And like Johnny Cage in the first one was great. Like, say what you want about that first movie. It's not a good movie, but like, there's some charm.
Memorable.
It's memorable. It's fun. And this was just, I don't know. This was a complete flatline. And what the fuck was up at the end? Like his ancestor comes back or something? Can you explain that to me? I did not get that.
Oh, so I guess in the beginning it was like the Sub-Zero tribe and like the Scorpion. Basically, Sub-Zero and Scorpion had some beef, and then it was like I don't know. I guess Scorpion comes back from like generations later to like protect his lineage against Sub-Zero, who's back and doing fucked up shit.
That was fucking stupid.
Yeah. Why set him back in time? Just set him modern. Like, come on now.
And then they teased Johnny Cage at the end. I did like that poster. It said Citizen Cage.
I was down for that. I said, oh, I hope that they cast, I know a lot of the internet said this too, but The Miz from WWE as Johnny Cage.
Oh, I love it. I fucking would love it.
That would be awesome.
Oh my God, it's totally his caliber movie too.
Exactly. It's like a shitty movie. He's a shitty actor. You know, his character works perfect. And, you know.
Oh my God, he'd be perfect. Stuff. Oh my God. I would love this.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think the second one's got potential. As long as they don't try to like win over the fans. They just keep doing like B-movie shit.
Okay, I have No Time to Die on my list next. You did not see it. You did not do your homework.
I know. I didn't do my homework. So yeah, you'll have to take this one solo. Bro.
I don't know. I don't want to give anything away. Or do you give a shit?
I don't care. It's James Bond. We already know Blofeld's his brother. Like what more spoilers?
That was such a stupid plot point in Spectre. Because I actually remember liking Spectre, and then I rewatched it in preparation for this one, and I was like, wait a minute. So he created this whole terrorist organization just to get back at his stepbrother, or his foster brother, because his dad liked him more than he did. That's the plot. Like, it's so stupid. I thought this movie, I thought it was a fitting and emotional conclusion. I thought it was very bold. Do you want me to tell you what happens?
I heard it's like Old Man Logan, but with James Bond. He's retired in this movie.
They kill him off. He dies at the end.
Oh, okay. I was wondering why we was talking about like Daniel Craig's done. I was like, yeah, we've heard that before.
Yeah, no, he's done. And then they
do they make him slit his wrists like he said he would if he ever played James Bond again? That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, the movie ends with him like, you have one more mission, Bonds, and then he slits his wrist. No, but
slit my wrist before I do another mission.
And then you find out he has a I'm not weak. You find out he has a daughter.
Oh shit! He did be fucking a lot.
From that bomb.
It's not Vesper's kid. Oh, Vesper died. That wouldn't make any sense. It's like zombie kid.
Funny. Yeah, no, he has a child with the blonde girl from the last movie.
Oh, okay.
But that's kind of revealed like halfway through, because he leaves her because he thinks that she's like with Blofeld, because he thinks that she betrayed him in the beginning of the movie, which you've seen it in the trailers, but there's that chase with the Aston Martin, and it's got the machine guns. That was an incredible scene. But no, I thought it's the same guy who did True Detective season 1.
That Fukunaga.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, it looks great. And the action's great. I thought there's this long take where he's like fighting all these guys like in a stairwell. There's just like some cool fucking action in this. And I remember, I don't know if you remember this, but before the movie came out, like there was a lot of like controversy with that one lady playing Bond or 007. I don't know if you remember that. Everybody was like pissed off because in this movie, there's a black chick who plays 007.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So because he's retired and she takes over his number.
Okay.
But you know, everybody was fussing about that. Because like there's all that drama, like, oh, are they gonna make Bond female? You know.
Oh yeah.
But no, like he gets back in it, and I thought they had a fun dynamic. And it's a good movie. And Rami Malek, he's not the best villain, but I thought he was pretty creepy. And
Okay.
This one, I mean, the Casino Royale was pretty grounded. This one's a little. There's like the plot in this one's a little bit more outlandish than the other ones. Kind of reminded me of like some of the older ones, like the Sean Connery, Roger Moore's, where they would just have these ridiculous plots. But no, I thought it worked here, and it's worth watching. You should watch it. It's
okay.
I think it's an emotional send off, and I think it was really well done. It's not my favorite. I would say Casino Royale and Skyfall are better, but it's better than Quantum of Solace and Spectre.
Okay, cool. So there was more good Daniel Craig ones than whatever.
I would say, he ended with a bang. I think, there's the odd numbered ones are good, and the even ones not good.
Not so much. Okay.
But yeah, that's all I really got to say about that. It's worth watching.
Okay.
All right, we got Shang Chi.
Yo, I was surprised by this movie. I had no interest walking in or downloading it on Disney Plus. Rather, I had no interest because Shang-Chi's always been kind of like a whatever. He's always kind of like a beat character in the movies. I'm gonna walk and talk. I gotta plug my phone in. The drama began to chase. No, he's always been kind of like a side character in the comics. So I was like, how are they gonna make a whole movie out of this character? Like, he's basically was like Marvel's attempt to like cash in on Bruce Lee in the 70s. Like Bruce Lee was popular, so they made like a knockoff character in the comics. So I was like, how's he gonna do a whole movie? And I thought they did awesome. I was like interested. The bus scene was really cool. Hold on just one second. Bear with me, y'all. Plugging in. No, the bus scene was awesome. I thought I was a little cringed out when it was like Aquafina was in it. I was like, oh, does she have to be in every movie about Asian people? Is that like their deal? But no, she toned it down and played it. She wasn't like being like the comedy. She wasn't bringing the funny so much. She was, but she wasn't being like a cartoon character.
She wasn't too annoying.
No. And then I liked how they did that whole thing with the rings, like the way he was using them. It like made his powers a little bit more interesting to watch. He wasn't just like doing karate. He was, and then the whole thing with the world and everything. Dude, I was just pleasantly surprised with this flick. The continuity with the Iron Man stuff, I loved it.
Oh yeah, we the Mandarin, he gets a little bit of he's back. The fake.
Yeah, you see the real Mandarin. Yeah, the real Mandarin and the fake one show up in this one. So it's kind of like Iron Man 3 sequel too. I loved it.
So the real Mandarin, he was in this too? The real one?
That was the Shang-Chi's dad. Yeah. And he goes on this big monologue and he goes like, they called me the Mandarin, they named me after an orange, and he was like mocking it.
You know what? I like Iron Man 3. Actually, rewatching it, I don't know. I have no attachment to the Mandarin character, so rewatching Iron Man 3, I was like, fine. That reveal didn't bother me.
It wasn't the right movie to follow up the first Avengers movie, I feel like. I think people wanted to keep the momentum going, and they were like, nah, we're going to have a fake villain, and it's just going to be like some random guy in this next movie.
Yeah, I guess. But I actually did like this. I thought the fight scenes, like the fight choreography was like very cool. I liked, like you said, the bus scene. Also, that scene where they're like fighting on the scaffolding, I thought that was very creepy. Oh,
yeah, with the bamboo, that shit was tight.
Yeah, like I was, this is fucking cool. And then I thought the villain, I guess the real Mandarin, he had a little bit more going on with him than most villains. Because he's just the guy that just kind of wants to see his wife again. I thought the villain was great. He had a lot of depth to him.
Yeah. The only thing I had a bitch about was like during the trailers, they hyped up that like the villain from the Incredible Hulk was going to show up, Abomination.
Yeah.
And then he's only in the movie for like 2 seconds, and they didn't even explain why he was there. It was just like Wong's like, all right, let's go home. It was like a gag. And
that was weird. I will say I'm starting to notice this a lot more, but I feel like these other movies are like really piling on the references to other movies when they don't really need to.
I mean, I do like the idea of bringing back like obscure characters rather than having to like take on the load of like introducing like a brand new villain. Like, oh, cool, the villain from Incredible Hulk comes back. I wouldn't mind watching that. It's like a mishmash. Like, what's he doing in the Shang Chi movie? But I don't like that they just do it as like a gag. And I feel like the Marvel movies starting to get a little too carried away with like, hey, let's just do this for the sole purpose of it being a joke.
Well, it wasn't even really a joke. It was just like, hey, it's Abomination.
Well, the joke, I guess, was that him and Wong were like staging fights.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's what it was.
And then they left, and I was like, oh, that was it. The trailer. Everyone got so excited about seeing him in the trailer.
No, this was good, and I thought I liked the rings were fucking cool. Like the
rings are cool
stuff. Yeah, and the ending kind of, I mean, it's got the same problem all these movies have, just some big overblown CG fight with dragons. It was fine. It was whatever, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a lot to say. I just thought it was a solid movie.
I thought it was great. Yeah, I liked it a lot. I liked the Ben Kingsley's character. I thought they like salvaged that character and had a lot of fun with him.
Oh yeah, he was great.
He had what I thought was hilarious. That weird little creature thing. No, I loved it. Yeah, I will say for the mid-credit scenes, I was not as in love with these ones I have in the other movies. That whole Mark Ruffalo cameo I thought was so cringy. Welcome to the circus, kid. Like, I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like, shut up.
Wait, so that made no sense either. It's like, I'm sure they're going to explain this in like Lady Hulk or whatever, She-Hulk, but he's not.
The trailer was cool.
He's not the Hulk anymore?
No, he's still stuck in his like, oh wait, yeah, I guess he's like a neutered version, right? Last we saw him, he was like,
but like he's in his human form, because in Endgame he was permanently. Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, no, this one so they'll probably explain it. She-Hulk. Yeah, why is he human again? And why was his arm broken? Oh, I guess from using the gauntlet, right?
Yeah, the radiation or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have a lot to say about it. I thought I thought the lead was likable, and I thought the action was inventive. Probably some of the best action scenes in the series.
Yeah.
And good villain. Yeah, I don't know. I would say upper echelon. I don't know. B.
Yeah, I'd say definitely in the top half.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. All right.
Cool.
We got a good one next. Space Jam. A New Legacy. Oh my God, this stinker.
This movie was embarrassing. This movie is the perfect example of like everything that's wrong with Hollywood right now and how they see movies and then how they think they can just make anybody like a franchise guy, and they take some guy with no acting ability like LeBron James and try to shove him down our throats. It was so bad. Everything about it. It was like
he actually wasn't bad in Trainwreck.
Trainwreck, yeah, when he's playing.
Yeah, but I think that was Judd Apatow.
Judd Apatow
direction. He made Pete Davidson like an okay actor. I think he's just really good with actors.
Yeah, he's good with celebs, but this was bad. I mean, for every reason above. But I don't know. I think my biggest thing was the biggest like memorable movie was when like he finally does like the Michael Jordan thing where it's like, guys, you had it in you all along. And then they go out there and they try to do this little like he's like trying to be goofy on the court, and it was dude, are you a person? Are you like a human? Like, what? This is you trying to be funny? Like, what the fuck are you doing? You made that weird face, and it was like,
you know what was
he starts rapping and stuff, and I was like,
oh, can we talk about
the
Porky Pig rap? They had a rap name for him. What was it?
Piggy Smalls or some dumb
Piggy
shit like
Smalls.
that.
No. The Notorious P.I.G.
That's what it was. Yeah. Notorious P.I.G. I said, God damn, this movie just every turn just like lame, cringy, shitty.
No, this movie fucking sucked. It was like reference for the sake of reference.
I know.
They're in the Matrix. They're in the Warner Brothers world, and it's like,
the granny is
the granny's
like,
in the Matrix.
it's like out of all the Looney Tune characters, why did the granny so prominent in all of the movie? Like, of all the fucking characters,
I don't know.
Like,
they
put the granny
Pepe.
in. Put the granny in.
They canceled Pepe Le Pew. They had to replace him with somebody.
So stupid.
Yeah.
So
And then it's like
really changing the world by canceling Pepe Le Pew.
Foghorn Leghorn is like riding on a dragon, and that's the joke. Like, there's no fucking jokes. It's just references.
Yeah. And Don Cheadle's character was so lame. Like, hello, King James. I said, damn, LeBron, you actually had them call you King James in this show. Like, you're so cringy, man.
I'm not a LeBron guy. I actually can't stand him.
No, I don't either. But then, and then the stupid, awful, tired comedy shtick of like the wife, like, oh, don't get on my wife's bad side. She will beat your. She won't have that. You know, he was like a child, and it was like, oh, yes, baby. You know, it's like, what is this? Like a family sitcom? What the fuck is this trash?
Also, I think I want to say it's Yosemite Sam. He's like in the Casablanca scene. I'm just like, here's my thing with this movie. Who is this for? Because I tell you what, I would think this is for little kids, and little kids aren't going to get Casablanca references or Matrix references or fucking Game of Thrones references. And then people like us who grew up with the original, they're not going to like it because it's nothing like the original. Okay,
no,
like it's like I almost feel like I don't know. I don't really know. I don't want to make it this movie because I feel like they wanted to make a sequel to Space Jam because it was a familiar name, but they didn't really want to have the Looney Tunes in it.
Yeah, they're probably like, Looney Tunes are lame. We wish we could have different characters. Yeah.
And that's another thing. And I said this on me and my sister, we did the Space Jam episode. I like, do kids resonate with the Looney Tunes today? I'm not sure. I mean, I don't have kids, but I mean, Looney Tunes were a big deal when we were kids. They were still on Nickelodeon and stuff. So I don't know. I feel like, we're not going to like it because it's not as good as the original. And then kids today aren't, I mean, they're not going to get the references, and they probably don't give a shit about Looney Tunes. And then, the basketball game was ridiculous. You had all those, like, it got to the point where I was so distracted. I wasn't paying attention to the movie. I was trying to like find which character was in the stands or whatever.
Yeah, it was like the Ready Player One situation where you're just like, oh, I know what all these things are. That doesn't mean make a good movie.
Yeah, like, let's have the drogues from fucking Clockwork Orange. Like,
that was a weird one. Like,
it's so bizarre. And then you have like Pennywise in the stands. It's like, I'm like, this is supposed to be a kids movie. Like, why?
And I like how everyone called them out. Like, you kicked out Pepe Le Pew, but then you put in the Clockwork Orange guys front and center who like legit rape a chick in the movie.
Yeah. Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. Wow.
It's right. like what the fuck? You guys are so like, how they just not unaware. It's like, what the fuck is going on in Hollywood?
This was embarrassing. They didn't try at all, like, to write any jokes. It really was just reference for the sake of reference. And yeah, I don't think never has there been a line more blurred between an actual film and an advertisement. This is really an advertisement for Warner Brothers. Really?
Yeah, I feel like it wouldn't have been as offensive if this movie had just been like made available on like HBO Max, like right when it launched, for free. Like, it shouldn't have been like an actual movie.
Yeah, I don't know. And then the ending was stupid too. It's like Bugs Bunny sacrifices himself, but then he just comes back. for no
I
reason.
know. It's so stupid. So dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really have a lot to say because I saw this back in June when it came out on HBO Max, and I kind of forgot a lot about it. It's just, I don't know. It's just reference for the sake of reference. But you know what? That first movie's not great, but there's some funny, like they actually tried. There's some funny stuff in that movie.
Exactly. And
Stuff
it was
with
a
Bill
kids
Murray
movie.
and Larry
Like,
Bird.
yeah.
They did it. Oh, the Monstars. That was a fucking joke.
Oh, I know. Yeah. This was the Goon Squad.
Oh, my boy. Oh, look how they did my boy AD.
So stupid.
Oh my God.
And the kid, like the whole shit with this kid where he was like evil as fuck. Like, I can't, like, no, kid, you're genuinely evil. Like, what you did. It was a little too far for me.
Also, I don't know. I kind of like the first one. I mean, there were stakes, much smaller stakes. This one, if they lose the game, the whole world is going to get sucked into.
Like, yeah, except this like Warner Brothers server farm.
What the fuck? The server verse.
Yeah. Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah, and then the first one was like, you had a lot of fun stuff with like the players getting their power taken away.
Yeah,
it's just like this. Like the first one's not great, but man, they I mean, there were some good bits, and this just like, God, they didn't try at all. They really didn't.
No, this whole thing was designed to be like, hey guys, he's gonna be a big movie star, okay? So we need you guys to get on board. That's what it felt like. It was like, and I'm like, did you guys not send him some acting classes first?
Like I said, I mean, I don't know. He was good in Trainwreck. I think Judd Apatow is just, he's good with directors or good with actors. But yeah, LeBron stunk in this.
Yeah, who directed this one? Justin Lin?
Come on, man. No, I don't think it was Justin Lin. I think it was some nobody. There was one joke I liked in this. There was one joke. It was when you think Michael Jordan's coming out, and it's Michael B. Jordan. I actually did laugh.
Yeah, and he even does a nice Friday Night Lights reference too. I appreciated that.
Yeah,
now that's the best.
Yeah, that was the most that felt like the original to me. That kind of humor. But other than that, just ugh.
It was like insultingly bad. It wasn't even like so bad it's funny. Like, it was just ugh.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything else to say about that one.
No.
Okay. Spider-Man: No Way Home.
While I enjoyed it, I hated that I enjoyed it. This movie is not what I'm about.
Well, we talked about it. We didn't like that. You know, I think that was your problem with Endgame, is like, oh, well, we just went back in time. We can fix anything. And
yeah,
and it's like, well, we can bring back anybody, even though they're dead. And
yeah, and I guess like I mean, it was fun seeing the old villains. I mean, it was really fun to see Willem Dafoe.
Oh, he was hamming it up. I loved it.
But he was amazing in the movie. I thought Dr. Octopus was a little too much like that. That guy went like good guy immediately. But it was like, I don't feel like it. I don't know. Like, what's Spider-Man 4 going to be about now? It's like, where do you go from this? Like, he's already fought like all the top villains. He's met 2 other versions of Spider-Man. You know, like, how do you go back to this? Like, all right, who's the villain in this movie? I felt like it was like, I don't know. I feel like they just.
Yeah, they kind of put all their eggs in one basket. I don't know. Well, what I did like about this, how this movie ended, was now he doesn't have all the technology and stuff. He just has the.
That I do like.
Yeah, because that's my biggest gripe with these new movies. It's like, it's again, I appreciate the continuity and I appreciate that they've woven together a connected universe, but I don't know, they lean too hard on the Iron Man tech.
Yeah, I do agree.
It was like come on,
that suit was so ugly with the gold on the Iron Spider.
But like, I don't know, to me, like, that's not what made Spider-Man special. He kind of used his wit. He didn't have to use technology and stuff.
Yeah.
But no, I like the movie quite a bit though. I had an awful experience seeing it.
Yeah, this movie was bait for those chodes that like treat these movies like they're sporting events.
Dude, Dude, okay, so let me tell you. So I buy my tickets, and I went by myself because Molly doesn't give a shit about this, and which I like going by myself. I don't care. And so I got a nice seat right in the middle row, and this guy, like, he was like, I think he was in the military, or I don't know, but he like went with his parents. But these motherfuckers proceeded to sit like right next to me, and I looked over, and there's like 3 seats on their side, like free, and I'm just like, can you fucking move over? But anyway, we're watching the previews, and it's like that shitty new Michael Bay movie. And,
Oh God, yeah.
And then it's like, comes out February, blah blah blah, whenever. And then he's like, oh, I'm not gonna be here for that, and I'm like, who are you talking to? No, but during the movie, yeah, the clapping, the constant clapping. When Doc Ock showed up and Green Goblin showed up, everyone was clapping. I mean, worst kept secret on the internet, but when Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire show up, everyone's just like cheering, and it was irritating me because I couldn't fucking hear what the characters were saying. And
yeah,
but also somebody brought a crying baby. And then the guy next to me was like explaining who every character was to his mom. And like, I don't know, I'm a champion for movie theaters, but it's shit like this that like kind of makes me want it to die, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just like it's a good movie. And then I did see it twice. I saw it with Madison, my sister, and we saw it like it had been out for like a week, so the hype had died down a little bit. But this was just a miserable experience.
Yeah. I saw it like at a matinee, and it was every time a reference was made to something, or like a perfect example, like of course he reacted to all the big stuff, but there was like that one line where Tobey Maguire goes, oh, in my world they fought a black goo alien, and the guy goes, I mean, the guy, yes. And I'm like, he did that to everything. And I want to be like, dude, what? Like, cool, man. You caught the reference.
Wait, really? He said yes. Wow,
he did everything.
Cringy.
Yes.
Oh my God.
They would just say, Spider-Man. Yes. This is what I love.
No, I mean, it seems like I'm complaining. I actually did like the movie. As far as like we kind of talked about this before when we did Spider-Man 3. I personally, I think I would have liked them to come up with different versions of these characters. But at the same time, Willem Dafoe and Alfred Molina are fantastic in the roles. I mean, they are one of the most iconic villains probably ever. So
yeah, I
mean, it is kind of one of those like, well, I mean, they are so good. If it's not broke, don't fix it. But I don't know. They were good. I don't know. I still don't really like Electro. Jamie Foxx's Electro.
Oh, the new cool version of Electro. Yeah, no, I like that he was just like a bad guy though. But yeah, no, his little jokes weren't landing for me the whole movie.
Oh, there's got to be a black Spider-Man out there somewhere.
No, it was like weird. It was like watching like the white actors like do that polite, like yeah.
Oh my God, you can tell.
Man.
Andrew Garfield, when he says that line, he's like, yeah, okay.
Exactly, like, oh, yeah, that's funny. I can't really comment, but yeah.
What I thought was weird, this is what I didn't understand. Okay, so I guess they get zapped out. They get brought into this universe right before they die. Am I to understand that?
That, or just like leading up to it.
But
then they
like Man and Lizard like didn't die.
Exactly. So I think it was just like, I think that was a bad line. And then also it was the only characters that crossed over were people that knew that Peter Parker was Spider-Man. And it was like, I don't think Electro ever knew who the fuck Peter Parker was.
Yeah, like I think this is one of those movies. Like, it is entertaining, but like the rules kind of don't make sense.
It reminded me of Endgame where they were like, "How does this time travel stuff work?" And they just go, "Don't worry, it doesn't matter."
Well, no, Endgame made more sense to me.
Doing now.
Endgame made way more sense to me. It was their own logic of time travel, pretty much. But
yeah,
I don't know. And it's like, well, why is Sandman, like, why is he bad? Like, him and Peter made up at the end of Spider-Man 3. It's like,
Exactly. And Sandman's logic didn't make any fucking sense. You wanted to go back to his world so bad, then why was he like trying to stop them?
Right. It's like the Sandman just,
at the end?
He just wants to get back to his daughter. Like, he doesn't really care about power or anything.
And the other guys are trying to stay, and Sandman's helping them. It was like,
yeah. And then the lizard, he just wants to hang out in the van for some reason.
Yeah, it felt like there was like a different story. Felt like they were gonna do something with him and then decided not to, because it seemed like in the beginning earlier they were like, it looked like he was up to something, and then it was like, nah, never mind.
Yeah, I also like Ray's Iffen and the actor who played Sandman. They totally did not show up on set. Like,
no, only like for one little like cameo. Yeah,
so I thought it was so weird that he's like in his sand form the whole time.
Yeah, because he could go back and forth in the Spider-Man 3.
That was so stupid. What it came down to, he's like, I don't want to work out for this.
Exactly. That's probably exactly what it was.
Yeah, I don't know. The villains were kind of a mixed bag for me. Also, can I just say this? Like, you were one short of the Sinister Six. Like, why not just bring in another one? I don't know.
Yeah.
That was a miss.
Yeah, shouldn't have Mysterio have come back? Well, I guess he died in that universe. It wasn't like...
Fuck, just bring back Topher Grace. Everyone hates Topher Grace Venom, but like, you're bringing back fucking Jamie Foxx? Like, okay, what?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, why didn't he show up?
That would have been fun.
Yeah, or just bring back Mysterio or something. I don't know. They could have had one more.
But I did think Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are great. I thought Andrew Garfield killed it. Like, I
know, I do. It is pissed me off though watching everybody be like, we want a new Andrew Garfield movie.
Oh, shut up. And it's like, honestly, first of all,
that's what I have a problem with these movies.
Honestly, no, I don't want one. I don't want a Tobey Maguire movie either. I don't know. This was a nice send off for them, I thought. We don't need
That's what I thought.
Also, too,
I thought it was fun. I don't need 5 more of this.
That's my one fear. It's like, if they do more of these, this was a cool little cameo. Well, it's more than a cameo. This was cool what they did. Just let it be. Don't do it again. But I wouldn't be surprised if they brought him back in another movie, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Because it went over so well. But yeah, people on Twitter need to shut up. Like, first of all, Disney, I would imagine Disney would have nothing to do with The Amazing Spider-Man 3. It would probably be Sony solely producing it, so it would probably suck.
Yeah. That, and it's just confusing at this point now, because now it's like, like even the movie, and it's like, well, what happened to this character? Oh, this. It's like, what universe is this in? What universe is that new Morbius movie going to be in?
Oh my God, fuck Morbius.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? It's like they're making shit. I feel like they're creating potential problems in the long run.
Oh my God, it's so confusing. You have Venom. Oh, well, okay, I'll just finish up by saying I thought Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire were great, and I thought the scene, like, Andrew Garfield killed it. that scene where he's like talking about losing Gwen Stacy, like that was great. Like, perfect.
That was great.
And they just, I don't know, they had great chemistry together. I did like that scene, like, where they're kind of talking about, like, oh, you were part of the Avengers? What's the Avengers? Like, that stuff was fun.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely it was a nostalgia thing, but I just wonder, it's like, was it a good movie though, on top of like all the fun nostalgia?
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
Well, here's my thing. Like, at least this did something. Like, it pushed the characters that in different directions. That, like, it wasn't like Space Jam where it's just reference for reference. like, they actually gave like William Dafoe something to do. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
because it could
Yeah, I give you that.
It could have easily just been like a glorified cameo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it definitely. I mean, I do feel interested in the next Spider-Man movie, see what they do, and then Peter will be a little bit more mature in this next one because his life's all fucked up. He has no friends.
Oh yeah, that I did like the ending. I thought it was like bittersweet, and that's kind of what Spider-Man's about. It's about making the tough choice, and he instead of wanting to tell her everything, he just was like, I'm gonna do what's best for her, and he moves on.
He promised, though. He broke his promise like a bitch.
Well, he wanted to like a beach. No, the ending was great. I like that he has like his the classic suit now.
Oh yeah, it's cool. It's like metallic looking too. I liked it a lot. Yeah. It was cool.
Where do they
go like inside out suit he was wearing? What?
I was gonna say, as far as like where they go from here, I don't know.
Looks like they're gonna do Venom next, unfortunately.
Oh, we gotta talk about that. Jeez.
Okay, yeah. So I bitched about it on our last when we did Spider-Man 3. This whole like you had like a mini Venom sequel go on, but none of it happened in either movie. It was the ending of Venom: Let There Be Carnage. He gets transported mysteriously to the MCU, and then he shows up during the mid-credits of Spider-Man: No Way Home. And he's at a bar getting drunk, and then he goes mysteriously back to his own universe, but leaves a little speck of Venom goo behind. But I'm like, what the fuck was the point of any of that shit?
You know what? I wouldn't. Honestly, I would not worry about it too much. I don't think that's how they're going to do Venom. I think Sony, honestly, like Disney hates Sony, but they want Spider-Man to be. They want Spider-Man to be in this universe. And I think Kevin Feige just had that. I think he threw that scene in there just to make Sony happy. I really
felt like.
I really do.
At first, I was kind of like, "Hey, that'd be kind of cool." Tom Hardy shows up in the next Spider-Man movie, and then I was like, "Oh wait, never mind. No, he won't."
No, Tom Hardy sucks in the role. I haven't seen this new one.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen Let There Be Carnage, but that first one, he's horrible in it. So I think that movie's terrible. And I haven't seen, like I said, I haven't seen the new one. I hear it's not very good either, but yeah, I think Kevin Feige does not want the Venom movies and Morbius to be a part of this universe. But to go back to your point, Morbius, the Vulture shows up in Morbius, so it is weird. It's like they made a point to tell us that it's not in the same universe, but Vulture is in the Morbius. It's confusing, and that's why I fucking hate Sony. I hate Sony because they basically with the Amazing Spider-Man movies, they were like, we suck. We can't make a good Spider-Man movie. So they're sharing it with Disney, but they're also doing their little side universe too. They want their cake and they want to eat it too. That's what.
Yeah, and I thought they're like intentionally doing little things like that to like force themselves into the MCU. Like,
I think it's one of the
Vulture's in here.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I don't know. Yeah, I honestly have no idea what they're going to do for the new one. Where would you take it?
That's what I don't know. So I'm thinking he's going to go to like, I don't know. He's going to be more in New York City. I think Black Cat makes an obvious choice since he has no friends.
They haven't
make a new friend. He'll just be Spider-Man the whole time, and that's his whole thing. Black Cat is like the love interest to Spider-Man. That's when Peter Parker.
Maybe bring King.
I really see that.
Maybe bring.
Oh, dude, that would be my dream. So okay, if we're gonna do some fan speculation, here's my dream. So they introduced Daredevil in this last one, and I have to believe that he's still around because Kingpin was also introduced in the Hawkeye show.
Yeah, I know that.
So I'm hoping this next one it's more street level Spider-Man. He meets Black Cat and they do adventures together, have a little romance. He has to he gets involved with Kingpin, and then Kingpin has all his like famous cronies, like you have Hammerhead, Silvermane, Tombstone, all the different like gangster Spider-Man villains. And then, for the team up, you have Daredevil shows up.
Ooh.
That's my dream.
Did you like that Daredevil cameo?
I liked it, but I also didn't like that it was like, and you never saw him again. I was like,
I know, yeah. I was like, oh, I wanted more. I did you ever watch the third season of that? I didn't. I
did, yeah.
I think I found out it got canceled, and I was like, all right, well, what's the point?
Yeah. The bullseye they were setting up was kind of cool in that one, but no, I just rather than the Venom thing, they should have had something with Daredevil at the end. That way, just some kind of like closure on just like, hey, that's Daredevil, and then it's like, anyways.
That was another one. People were gasping when he showed up.
I know. Yeah, my guy. Yes.
He's like, he just said yes for everything.
Everything. Yes.
Well, I want to talk about this. So this movie is already like top 10 highest grossing movies of all time. This like that was shocking to me. Like,
yeah, despite COVID, everything, people showed up. I even showed up. Yeah.
Yeah, because that was your first movie.
My first movie since 20. Last movie I saw was Birds of Prey in 2020. And then this was my first movie back at the end of 2021. It's almost 2 years. Yeah.
Wow. But that is crazy to me. So I guess my question is like, does COVID really have any impact on movies at all? Or
I think now these movies got to be big spectacles. I don't think people are going to go see shitty like comedies or anything in theaters like that. Like I'm worried about like indie movies. I think those are gonna have to be exclusive to streaming. Like who went out and saw the Wes Anderson movie this year?
I did. That's in my quickie.
Oh, you did?
No, I been going to I've saw quite a few movies last year in theaters.
But you're not the norm though. I feel like most people like won't go for these small movies. It has to be like a Spider-Man that has Tobey Maguire in the theater. It's not.
Well, this had a lot going for it. Because like, yeah, you mentioned the Tobey Maguire thing. It's like, well, they never said that they were going to be in the movie, but it was one of those things like everyone kind of knew, and you kind of could assume that by when Doc Ock and Green Goblin showed up, and but so you had the nostalgia, the older movies, and then you had Spider-Man, which is a very popular character. But here's my thing, like. I think I don't even think superhero movies are a safe bet anymore because Eternals didn't do great.
No, Black Widow did dog shit.
Yeah, Shang Chi didn't do that great either.
No.
So I don't know. Like, do you chalk those failures up to COVID or?
No, I do 100%. I think people are just out of the habit of going to movies. Like even for me, Shang-Chi and Eternals and Black Widow, I said, I'll wait until it's on Disney Plus.
Well, I'm actually glad you brought that up because I don't think there's a lot of incentive anymore to see in movies in theaters because Eternals, I missed in theaters. When did it come out? Like November? And I Googled it and I said, when's it hitting Disney Plus? January 12th. So you only really had to wait like 2 months.
Yeah.
I don't think there's like if you're not dying to see it, there's really no point. It'll be on streaming in like 45 days anyway.
Yeah, I liked it better when they just let you pay the $30 so you could watch it like as it came out. That's what I did with Black Widow. I was like, oh, let's watch it at home. I can be comfortable and I can hear everything and I don't got to pay a shit ton of money.
Oh yeah, well that kind of blew up in their face because Scarlett Johansson sued them.
I know, yeah. Okay, I think the Actors Guild was like, hey, you need to be our sacrifice yourself for us.
You think so?
Oh, definitely. She was like suing them to set a precedent for everybody else. You could just tell.
Oh, so you think Disney
it's like such a half-ass thing, yeah. I think why Disney was like so like fuck you about it because they knew what was going on. I think they could see it was like if she gets her way, then every other actor in town will say, "Hey, well, you did this for Scarlett." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I don't know. Do you think this is the death of cinema?
I
Are
think,
we
yeah,
witnessing
I
it?
think from what I've seen, potential spoilers, I don't know, but what I've seen is now this is probably going to be the norm. Supposedly with this Doctor Strange movie, everything rumors I've read is that it's going to do more of this, take advantage of this multiverse thing. So you're going to see Deadpool in it. You're going to see the one that I keep seeing yes and no's about might happen is you might see Tom Cruise as Iron Man.
No,
Yeah,
really? Because he was really.
yeah.
Oh, that's right. Wow. No
So it's like
shit.
literal alternate. But yeah, that's what it's gonna take now. So you're gonna see the original X-Men, you're gonna see Deadpool, you're gonna have to like keep like they can't just be their own movie anymore. They gotta do all this other shit now in order to be relevant.
That's so sad.
I agree.
But also too, I don't know. Like, I kind of feel like another thing too is the budgets for these movies are so out of control.
Yeah.
Because
There's
like
no reason why
Eternals,
some of these movies should cost what they cost.
Eternals grossed about 400 million, but it cost 200 million. So it probably broke even at best. I don't know. Like these movies, these budgets like they have to change.
Yeah, I get it. But yeah, and then it's just everything's so expensive now. It's like I just don't see people going in mass to the theaters for every movie anymore. Like it has to be a giant spectacle, or else it needs to go to streaming.
Well, I will say, as much as I like going to the movie theater, because I do think it's the best way to see a movie. Now, granted, I just told you about all my baggage with Spider-Man.
Yeah,
but 9 times out of 10, I have a good time. But I will admit, like, I mean, it was nice to see a lot of these movies on HBO Max. Like,
yes.
I don't know. Some people were fucking going to see Dune when it was on HBO Max. I'm like, no.
Hell no. Even though I heard it was really good in IMAX.
I'm sure, and you know what? I'm sure it was, and I think that's probably the best way to see it. But like, I don't know,
yeah.
Why?
If it's a good enough movie, it'll be good without all that stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting. Anything to add on Spider-Man before we have one more left?
No, I think it was a really good movie, but I think it's a preview of what's to come. And they're all not going to be as good as Spider-Man. A lot of them are going to be like dog shit, I think. Like you're going to have other weird, like, let's have the two, trying to think of like franchises where they like recast the
let's have the 2016 Ghostbusters chicks with the men Ghostbusters.
Exactly. Or you're going to see, yeah, because that's what everyone hated Amazing Spider-Man, but then they brought him back. Now everyone's going back and being like, we liked him.
You know what? I thought about that.
That.
It's like nobody liked him when those movies came out.
Yeah, and now nostalgia like changes everything.
I still don't
even that long ago.
Great. I still don't think he was that great of a Spider-Man. I think he was great in the movie.
But. Yeah, or what am I thinking? Oh, yeah, and the next the Flash movie is going to be all about the different Batmans like meeting up with each other. So yeah, this is just the beginning.
I am kind of excited to see Michael Keaton, but
it's Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck. Val Kilmer might show up, even though he doesn't look good. George Clooney, maybe
he ain't showing up.
But you know what I'm saying? Like they can't help themselves. That they saw Spider-Man made what it made. They're gonna say, "Ooh, hey Val Kilmer, can you stop by the studio for a cameo? We'll de-age you with like CGI and stuff."
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Or James Bond, where they all interact with each other. It's just these studios can't help themselves. They will start doing it.
Oh God, I hate. Oh, you're right. I hate what's coming. Like it's so bad. The only thing I want to mention about, I thought the Doctor Strange scene when they're fighting on that train was fucking cool. Like,
oh, I love that. Doctor Strange is my favorite of all the MCU characters. He's
really
the coolest. Yes,
he's got his movies like visually are the coolest, I think.
Yeah, and I like the personality. I like how he's like a fucking asshole. Like the way he was like talking to Spidey, like in like the Sanctum Sanctorum in the beginning. I was like, I like this character. He's just kind of a jerk, but you like him.
Yeah. No, I will say, I mean, we just talked about how we are fearing the death of cinema. Despite that, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like the trailer did look cool that they teased.
Oh, I liked that. Yeah, that was like the final like the little end credits thing was just a trailer for Doctor Strange, and I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, it was like
That's what I'm
Captain
talking
America
about.
when they showed the trailer for Avengers. I was like, that's cool.
Yeah, but this one's actually like a lengthy, like full
Yeah.
trailer. I said, oh, I didn't even wasn't expecting it. I love it.
Okay. Last movie before we get into quickies. The Suicide Squad.
Dude, this movie was again. I was kind of like, oh, it's going to be James Gunn just rehashing what he did on Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh my god, this movie surprised me. It was a great time. Loved it.
Oh yeah, it was. It was basically Warner Brothers. Like they tried their hardest and they failed to make a James Gunn movie with the first one. And then they were like, well, let's just hire him and make a James Gunn movie because he, he got canceled for, I love how he got canceled for making pervy comments and Warner Brothers was just like, fuck it. Who cares? We need a hit. So they
exactly. We're desperate.
They immediately scooped him up, which Disney's a pussy because they went back and they're like, okay, you're back now.
Yeah. They didn't want to upset Chris Pratt, I guess. Chris Pratt finally signed off on them saying, no, he's a good guy.
Which I don't believe in. I hate the cancel culture shit, but like, I don't know. Like Disney prides themselves in being this like family, values and all this shit. And then they were like, well, money talks.
Yeah, exactly. And we want more Guardians of the Galaxy, so fuck it. Who cares?
This movie, it's kind of hard not to talk about the last one when talking about this one.
Yes. This one ended up being an actual like sequel to it, but it was like in the best ways. It was like
it was better. It was everything that last movie wasn't. I mean, the movie flowed better. That last movie, everything was so disjointed, the editing and everything. And I remember that first one. There was like 3 like introduction scenes of the team. I mean, it was ridiculous. Yeah. But no, this was a good time. This was I think James Gunn he's just got he knows this is just his realm. He knows how to does really well with handling these goofy characters. And
there was no weak link filler characters. I was so surprised by that. Like you left the movie loving every single one of them.
This to me, this is gonna sound really cringy and cliche, but this felt to me like the most comic book movie. Because it really did, because it really embraced the goofiness of these 60s, 70s comics. Because I remember that giant star they fight. That was Justice League 1.
Yeah.
And it's they're fighting this giant starfish and they're wearing these ridiculous costumes, but I don't know, he pulled it off. I think he really embraced the goofiness of it all. And
yeah, definitely. Like Polka Dot Man, he showed how weird it was and kind of scary, the powers he had were when he'd get all lumpy looking.
Yeah, and I think they took what worked from the last movie, and I think they improved upon those characters. I liked Amanda Waller a lot better. She was just a big bitch like she's supposed to be in this one. And
she was evil in this one. I loved it.
And Rick Flag, I thought he was better in this movie, and he actually killed. What I liked about this movie is it truly was the Suicide Squad, because there was actual stakes. They had no problems with killing off Boomerang in the beginning.
I was so upset about that. I really wanted him to be in the Flash movies.
I think you're supposed to feel bad though, because it really.
Yeah, no, I agree. That one, I was like, "Fuck, no, I liked him a lot." No, there was stakes.
That's the whole point of the comic is any of these people. They're trash.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I thought Idris Elba, which I know his character is different than Will Smith's character, but they're basically the same character, and I thought he did Gruff so much better.
Yes, he was a lot cooler, a lot better. He played off the characters so much better.
No, this just I don't know. The last one just felt it was what it was. It was a movie, probably originally a darker movie, and they tried to like retrofit it as like a more lighthearted, like Guardians of the Galaxy type movie. And I don't know, everything just flowed a lot better. The cast had better chemistry. And it also, I mean, this is like R-rated too, like had great gore, great action.
Gore, you had a sex scene with Harley Quinn. It was great.
Oh my god, that was gruesome. I didn't. What the fuck was up with that scene when she's like killing all those people and all those flowers were coming out everywhere? That was.
Oh, I thought it was some style. I loved it. Yeah. Oh, I loved it. I didn't think there was any like bad parts of the movie. John Cena breakout.
Oh, have you been watching Peacemaker?
I love it. Oh my god, it's amazing.
Yeah, no, he's got some comedy chops. He's the humor is great. The song choices. I remember in the last movie, it was just like the most obvious song choices, and it was like every fucking minute. And like the soundtrack was good. I don't know. This was just like a solid film. I don't know. I liked it.
Oh, I know. Yeah, and then I liked how at the end, you know, it's goofy, but then like they also did good with the tone, like when, you know, it was like he fell in love with the characters, like that whole flashback with like Ratcatcher 2 and her dad, and you're like, oh, that's a heartwarming thing with the rat. And then it got kind of intense there when it's like Peacemaker like going to carry through the mission and he kills Rick Flag. I was like, fuck. And then you kind of felt like sad for Starro right before they kill him. You're like, damn, this guy wasn't even a bad guy. They just like, it was like the bad guy is the U.S. government, you know?
Yeah, no, I don't really have a lot to say. It was just a solid film.
The writing was just the star of the show for me. James Gunn.
Yeah. Any quickies?
Quickies. Okay. So a couple quickies. One for Halloween, I watched Nicolas Cage's. I looked up the name of the movie. It's something called like Willy's Wonderland.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
He's a janitor. He's the night janitor for like a Chuck E. Cheese style thing. So it's basically the video game Five Nights at Freddy's, but like it's like a but it's just Nicolas Cage. I guess he like these movies have to be fucking weird. So it's like he kills these. The first couple of gags are actually pretty good, where it's like, you know, these animatronic robots are like trying to kill him, and then he kills them, and it's gruesome. But like between every kill, he has to like go play like a pinball machine and like chug like a Red Bull. It's the most bizarre shit. And he's like humping the pinball machine because he's playing it so hard, and he's like chugging this soda. It's just so bizarre. The movie's not great by any means, but it's a very easy, entertaining watch. So I would definitely recommend it. I think it's on like Hulu for free. It's called Willy's Wonderland.
Okay.
Starring Nick Cage.
Tony, I wish you saw Old. It was.
Oh yeah, I wanted to, but it just I just couldn't pull the trigger on it. I was like, eh.
I know. Yeah, you do have to pay money to see it. It's not streaming free anywhere. But
but just like, what is it? So the whole concept is they get old, right? Like on the beach.
Well, so yeah, it's like this family, and they're on this beach and they're aging. It's super simple. But this movie, I don't know, like it's pretty shitty. Like,
oh really?
It's not as bad as like The Happening or like it's like mid-tier Shyamalan. It's not as bad as The Happening or like what's that one? Lady in the Water.
Oh yeah,
or,
The Village.
Fucking, I actually like The Village.
Oh shit!
What the fuck is that movie? Last Airbender.
Oh yeah.
You know, I never saw After Earth. Never saw.
Oh, I didn't know he did that one. No, I didn't see that shit either.
Well, that was the era when he was like taking his names off movies because his movies were so.
Oh
good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, this one, Jesus Christ, like the acting and the dialogue is just so bizarre.
Okay.
Like the dialogue is so weird. It's like there's this like little kid in the beginning who's just like walking around and like, what's your name and what's your profession? It's just so cringy. And it's like nobody talks like this. I don't think M. Night Shyamalan is like a human. I think he's an alien. Like I don't know.
That's so weird. I thought he was like starting to get good again. His
Well,
last
that's
couple
what I was
movies
saying,
were
because
pretty
like
good.
we saw The Visit and that was okay, and then I
Yeah, we liked
Split,
that one.
and everybody hated on Glass. I actually liked Glass. I didn't think it was that bad.
Oh yeah, Split was good. Yeah, Glass was cool.
Yeah, he just needs to like not write scripts, because
Yeah.
but I don't know, like I don't know. I like some of I like what happens in the movie. I like the reveal at the end, but like it just like the dialogue was just so bad, and like I was kind of unclear. Like, do their minds as they get older, do their minds also age? Because oh my god,
the rules weren't clear of the movie.
So the kids, oh my god, so the kids are aging. So they're with a couple other families as well. And then two of the kids like get older and fuck and get pregnant. But then they come out of the tent. It's so gross. And then they come out of the tent but clearly he's like, a teenager at this point, like maybe like early 20s. And it's like, oh, she just got fat. And it's like, well, wait a minute. Like, you just fucked her. Do you not know? Like, it's so fucking weird.
Because he's a kid, man. He doesn't know what pregnancy is.
Yeah, but I was just like, I don't know. Like, why? Also, like, why are you fucking while this is all happening? It's so weird.
I know, yeah. How you know how to fuck, but you don't know
That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you know about that? And then also, why are you doing it when, like, there's this crisis going on and everybody's, like, doesn't know what's going on? And then, but also when you get out of the tent, you like don't even know she's pregnant. You just call her, oh, she just got fat. It was so weird. That part, that part was fucking gross.
Okay, I'm gonna check this out.
Please check it out. Oh my god! I think you should watch it. We should do an episode this year on it.
Okay,
because it was pretty polarizing. It got mixed reviews.
Okay. So some people are like, yeah,
it's got like a 50% of Rotten Tomatoes, like split right.
Oh my god.
I just it was this one. It was a rough one.
Okay.
So what else? Any other quickies?
I guess a quick one I would do is Being the Ricardos. I was excited about this because it's like a biopic on Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, written and directed by Aaron Sorkin. And his last couple of movies I've loved. Steve Jobs, Molly's Game. Molly's Game was amazing. So I had high hopes walking into this one. This one just felt like it was like too. His like dialogue was a little too like the beats. I can't explain it. Like there's this scene where it's like they're doing like a table read for like an upcoming episode, and it's like all the characters are just like pinging off of each other, and it just was so just like just not as good. I guess that's the only way I could explain it. It's kind of like a hard watch. I felt like it was real like. I don't know. It just wasn't. It just felt tired. That's what I felt. Yeah. No, it wasn't a good one. I was so disappointed.
I seen the trailer. I don't know. Like Nicole Kidman as Lucy and Javier Bardem as Ricky. Like that just seems like miscast.
Yeah. It wasn't the best casting, and there wasn't a lot of fun. It was like a little too heavy at times. Yeah, and it just wasn't as interesting as I think it thought it was.
Oh no, I might check it out. It's on Amazon for free.
Yeah, it's on Amazon for free. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Weird casting choices. I read that they like regretted doing the movie that came out.
Yeah, it sounds like everybody. And it was like Aaron Sorkin didn't seem super enthusiastic about it in his interviews.
Jeez, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
That's okay. Yeah.
I did see the French Dispatch. I don't really have a lot to say about it. It's a Wes Anderson movie. If you like Wes Anderson, then you're gonna like it. If you don't, you won't. I will say I like the framing device. It's basically like Bill Murray is like an editor of a newspaper. He dies, and it's like they're coming up with the last issue. So it's an anthology. It's 3 stories, and yeah, I mean it. I don't know. It's it's like his love letter to like journalism. It's got all his usual cast in it. I don't know. I mean, it looks cool. It was starting to get on my nerves though. Like he keeps changing the aspect ratio, and he keeps switching back from like color to black and white. That was getting on my nerves. I think it was one of his. It might have been his weakest movie, which is to say, it's still good. But I don't know. I think with it being an anthology, it just I couldn't get as attached to some of the characters.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's worth watching. Like I said, you're a Wes Anderson guy, so you'll probably love it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Definitely it's on my list.
Yeah. Well, Molly and I went to see it. We like Wes Anderson. The friend that we saw it with, he was just kind of like he'd only seen like one other Wes Anderson movie, and he didn't really care for it. So it's all right. Another quick?
I guess my last little quickie was, I know you're not a cartoon guy, but Encanto on Disney Plus. 2 thumbs up. Probably one of my favorite, probably the best Disney movie they've made in a long time. Since Moana, I would say. All the last other ones kind of sucked. I guess 2021, you could also count Raya and the Last Dragon. I thought was trash. I thought it was a ripoff of Avatar: Last Airbender. Really? But this movie is like delicious. Encanto. It's all the songs are written by Lin-Manuel Miranda, so they have like that cool. I don't know, you saw it in the Heights. Kind of got that feel to it. The songs were good. The movie was kind of trash, but the songs were good. But this one, it's an interesting story. It's not like anything Disney's ever done. It's like you introduced to this house and this big family, and then like the whole movie is like you getting to know the family and the family dynamics, and then from that, like the drama and the tension comes, and it's just really fast moving. The songs are really good. Animation's great. It's probably one of my favorite flicks of the whole year. Encanto. It's like a huge hit on TikTok right now too. So I probably sound like a bandwagon bitch, but no, I would have watched it anyways.
I've seen like 40 movies this year, so I could talk all day. I'll mention, I have like 2 more quickies. I think this one's worth mentioning because I got a lot of headlines, but The Last Duel, I actually saw this in theaters. That was the Ridley Scott movie that bombed.
Yeah, he did 2 movies last year.
He did Father Son House of Gucci.
Oh, my favorite. Okay, real quick on that. There was those trailers. At some reason it was so awkward. The trailers for the House of Gucci would end. It'd be like House of Gucci coming soon, and then it cuts like Lady Gaga and she goes, "It's good." Like, why the fuck did they end the trailer on that?
I want to see that. But oh my god, yeah, the trailers were fucking ridiculous. Yeah, Jared Leto's in that. He's apparently like unrecognizable.
Yeah, he's in like a fat suit, but I heard he's pretty good. But anyways, so yeah,
Last Duel was it was have you ever heard of that Akira Kurosawa movie Rashomon?
Yeah.
It's essentially okay. So this takes place. It takes place in like medieval times, and it's essentially a woman gets raped, and it like Rashomon, you get to see each person's perspective of the crime.
Okay.
So it's like Matt Damon's wife gets raped, and then Adam Driver's character is accused of the rape. So like I said, you get each of their perspectives. Ben Affleck's in it. He's really good. I don't know. I really like this movie. And yeah, I thought Adam Driver is incredible. Ben Affleck's good in it too. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck wrote this. This was like the second thing they wrote after Good Will Hunting.
Oh wow, okay.
But I mainly bring this one up because like the big headline with this one was like it was like a huge bomb. It was like $100 million movie, and it only made like I don't know, like 10 million. So I just to kind of go back to what we were saying, like movies really are fucked. Like it's a good movie. It got good reviews. I feel like 25 years ago, this movie probably would have done well.
Yeah, I agree. That would have been like
total. Yeah. I mean, you have like big stars in this. Like I said, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon wrote the script. Like nobody was talking about that. Like
that is.
They won an Oscar. They won an Oscar for Good Will Hunting. Like I don't know. It's just kind of sad to me. I don't really have a lot.
I agree.
The actual movie is really good, but I mainly bring it up because it's just
I agree with you. Yeah, that's not enough to sell movies anymore. These names and stuff.
But it is on HBO Max, so I would recommend anyone seeing it. It's
okay.
It's worth your time. It's good looking movie, well made. Just good production values. I really liked it. And then the last one I'll mention, Licorice Pizza, the new Paul Thomas Anderson movie.
Oh yeah.
I really liked it. It kind of reminded me a little bit. It was like a little bit of everything. It kind of reminded me of Rushmore because you have like the younger guy who's like really into the older girl. Kind of reminded me of like a more lighthearted version of like Boogie Nights. And honestly, a little bit of like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, because it does take place in like 70s Hollywood, or not Hollywood, like like the Valley. But it's like one of those movies. It's like it's got Philip Seymour Hoffman's son in it, and it's got
had the girl from Haim.
They are amazing in this movie.
Really? Okay, I was worried when I saw the cast was like kid and a girl from a band.
He is Cooper Hoffman is incredible in this. He is so charismatic, and she's great. They have wonderful chemistry together. But it's kind of one of those like hangout movies. It's kind of
like a Richard Linklater movie.
Yeah, well, it's kind of slice of life. Like you got your setting. And it's just kind of follows these characters and as their misadventures and the kooky characters they run across. Cooper Hoffman's like a child actor, and it kind of just follows him. Like he opens up a waterbed company, and and then she's also kind of an aspiring actress. And they meet. There's a little bit of like a romance. That was the only part I was kind of like, I like this movie a lot, but it's like. He's 15, she's 25.
Yeah, she's a pedophile, dude. Gross.
Yeah, I really like this movie, but I don't really agree with like what's happening. Well, it's at the end they kiss, and it's they don't fuck or anything during the movie. And it's like, and she is aware like this isn't right.
This is against the law.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper shows up for a scene. He plays like this just crazy hairdresser. Like he's got a couple great scenes. Sean Penn shows up for like a scene. He's great.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no, it's a good movie. It's worth watching. I saw it at the Narrow. So yeah, it's worth watching. I think it's kind of mid-tier Paul Thomas Anderson. Not his best, not his worst, but it's I've kind of been on a Paul Thomas Anderson kick. I kind of did like a deep dive. I rewatched Magnolia and There Will Be Blood, and Boogie Nights. So
now
I rewatched The Master. So I all of his movies are pretty good. So I think if you like him, you'll like this one. So that's about it. That's all I got for quickies. You got any movies you're looking forward to this year?
Movies looking forward to this year. Definitely Doctor Strange, even though I talked a bunch of shit. I wish it was just the Doctor Strange 2, but I'm excited to all the cool stuff that's going to come along with that. All Marvel stuff, duh. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm in a weird spot. I don't know what movies are coming out this year. I think Ari Aster has a new one coming out. I'll definitely see that.
Oh, what's that? Does that one have a title?
I forgot. I read about it, and it's kind of like a weird movie. Oh, and then doesn't the guy who directed The Witch have a new movie coming out?
Yes, Robert Eggers is doing The Northman. And apparently, that's I haven't seen the trailer, but it's like a Vikings thing.
Yeah, that one looks cool too.
So that I'm really.
Oh, and there's this cool Ethan Hawke movie I want to see. It's coming out. It's called The Black Phone.
Ooh, I saw the trailer. That trailer looked bad.
Really? I thought that shit looked interesting. It's
I don't know.
He's like a child abductor, and then
I'm gonna wait on the review for that one.
Okay, well, I'm gonna check that one out. I'll say Ethan Hawke's gonna be a bunch of shit this year. He's in he's also gonna be in that Moon Knight TV show. Ethan Hawke's done everything.
The Batman is probably my number one.
Oh yeah, that comes out real soon too.
Well, I don't know. I'm afraid everything's gonna get pushed back again.
It better not.
They already pushed back Morbius. No, not Morbius.
for the 7th time.
God.
It's a new record.
I don't think I've cared about any like a movie less than Morbius.
No, at this point, I think I might see it just because I feel like I'm like nostalgic for it and it hasn't even come out yet.
Okay, so do you think Avatar 2 is coming out this year? I don't. I think it's
no. I feel like we haven't even gotten a teaser yet. The only closest thing to a teaser they've given us is they showed us the new logo, and then it's like you only did that because SNL like made fun of you so hard for it.
Oh yeah, that was actually one of the
classic bit. Yeah,
that's actually one of the few funny SNL skits.
Yeah, I know Ari Aster has a movie coming out this year, Disappointment Boulevard.
Oh, okay, I've heard that.
Joaquin Phoenix and Nathan Lane. That's an interesting cast.
Nathan Lane
and Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah.
Oh my God. Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh yeah, that one comes out. Yeah, all the Marvel movies.
I'm only excited for that because of Taika Waititi, I think, or whatever the fuck his name is.
I know it. Now that you said it wrong multiple times, I forgot it.
Yeah, I got a list here. Jurassic Park Dominion. Listen,
couldn't give less of a fuck.
I know you couldn't give a less of a fuck. I know. Yeah. Well, we saw Jurassic World together. You hated it.
I hated it, and I never saw Jurassic.
Oh, World. You should. Oh my God, it's so bad. It's funny though. It's a good bad movie. It's cringy. There's a little girl that's like a clone. I'm like, oh God.
Oh jeez. Yeah, I'm done.
I don't know. Those movies are guilty pleasures to me. I know they're not great, but they're guilty pleasure. God, let's see here. I'm looking at this list. Fantastic Beasts, Crimes of Dumbledore, or whatever.
Oh yeah, I'll check that one out. Everyone shit on the second one. I kind of liked it. I was like, hey, where's this going? This story's getting intense.
I have not watched those movies. I refuse.
Mads Mikkelsen plays Grindelwald in this new one, so I'm down for that.
Oh my God, Black Panther 2. What the fuck are they gonna do with that? I'm sorry. How do you not? I know it sucks that he died.
Recast the guy. Come on, what do you do?
Get Denzel Washington's son. What's his name?
Oh yeah.
Dude,
yeah,
he'd be perfect.
Good casting. Yeah.
Aquaman 2. I don't care.
Oh really? I'll say I do. James Wan. Okay.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. I just hope there's an evil tumor in the movie. Black Adam finally coming out.
Oh yeah. There's like that hype package that they did at DC Fandom. Yeah.
There is a Texas Chainsaw movie coming out next month, straight to Netflix.
Yeah, and it's like another origin movie, supposedly.
Oh, it's gonna suck. I'm just excited that it's on Netflix.
Exactly. They know. Ain't nobody gonna go to the theaters for that.
Jackass Forever. Definitely checking that one out.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know though. I don't know. Should they have even bothered?
Well, it's too bad for that whole Bam Margera situation. But no, I like the trailers. They got like a bunch of new people. I like it. I was like, that's actually a good idea.
Okay.
The old guys and all these new people, and then all the fringe people show up. Like I saw Rob Dyrdek's in it, Tyler the Creator's in it. Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Top Gun. Yeah, I don't
care. Fuck that movie. The movie keep delaying it, waiting for like the world to go back.
Have you seen the trailer for Moonfall? That new Roland Emmerich movie?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh that yeah. Ugh.
I might see that just to fucking see it and make fun of it. I don't know. I feel like that's about it, really.
Yeah, nothing super other than like the Marvel and DC movies. Nothing super exciting, I hope I'm wrong. But...
Uncharted. That's probably gonna suck.
Yeah,
I didn't hate the trailer. It's gonna be bad though. I know it because it's Sony.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think that about does it. Jesus Christ, we've talked for like 2.5 fucking hours. I'm sure you're tired.
Hey, there was a lot. There was 2021, man. I hate been a whole
2021 was a much better year for movies.
I agree.
And we missed a lot of big ones. Like I didn't see Fast 9. I just don't care.
Yeah, no, yeah, I agree. I did miss a bunch. I still got a backlog.
I saw that trailer, and John Cena is his long lost brother, and there's a magnet that picks up a car, I said, no thanks.
I know. I said, end it already. It was awesome. You guys just couldn't.
Venom, Venom, Let There Be Carnage. I didn't see that just because I just don't. I hated the first one.
Small movies I gotta see. I still gotta see Green Knight. I heard that was really good.
I saw that. Oh, another quickie. Well, just I'll give you a recommendation. Very good.
Yeah.
Very
okay.
good. Yeah, it's A24. It's like surreal and weird. You'll love it.
Okay, perfect.
And then I did not see Ghostbusters Afterlife. I'm so over Ghostbusters. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I saw the spoilers, like all the old Ghostbusters show up and Harold Ramis's ghost shows up.
Nope. Yeah. Fuck that.
Fuck this.
Dude, can they stop CGIing dead actors? That's so disrespectful.
I agree. It's cringy.
Well, I've talked to a few people that were actually like, oh no, it's actually emotional. I'm like, fuck that.
I don't care. It's Hollywood. It's a movie. Like, fuck out of here.
But also too, like, and I know this movie has nothing to do with the new one, but after the whole discourse with the 2016 movie, I said, I don't want another Ghostbusters movie ever.
Yeah, let Ghostbusters die already.
Please let it die. I think that's about it. Thank you as always.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Old. Look forward to it, y'all. Old podcast review coming soon.
Yeah. We're gonna do old. Yeah, it's fucking funny. Yeah, I can't wait for you to watch it. All right. With that, have a happy New Year.
Yeah.
Bye.